already into the second round, and we got a doozy. And we knew it was going to be Colorado. We knew. Yeah. Everybody knew.
Let's be honest.
We didn't know which of Dallas or Minnesota it would be. But a team with Ryan Hartman as their number 1 seed made it through. It's the Minnesota Wild and the Colorado Avalanche. I think it's the matchup of the second round. When we're talking about interest and talent and whatever, it seems a little bit unfair that these two teams are not meeting in the conference finals, but alas, that's the system we live in.
It's just a shame we could have called this at like Christmas.
So one of the things that I think both of these teams share, which I think is incredible, is 2 potential starters. And, for Minnesota, it was Wallstedt who was the star, and he's a rookie and was unbelievable in the first round. Jesse, you said on another show that Scott Wedgwood should have had Vezina consideration.
Yeah, I thought he was really disrespected by the Vezina voters. I don't know how he wasn't top 3 there.
So
he's a bit of a late bloomer. Like this is what was expected of him. Back when I want to say he was in the net for the Albany Devils in this just slobber knocker of an AHL playoff series between the Devils and the Marlies back in 2016. Real ones remember that one. It was really contentious, really nasty, and I think it went the full 7. And I was surprised that Wedgwood didn't really emerge. Here he is.
Wedgwood is one of the guys that you can reference has stints at all the levels of pro hockey. He was in the E, he was in the A, and he was in the NHL, obviously. And he was with the Texas Stars, played a game for them as recently as 23 season.
Crazy.
Dallas sent down there. Like, this is a guy who's been through a lot of different teams and finally found his way with a 921 this year, led the league amongst qualified goaltenders, 31-6-6. A lot of that's the great team in front of him, but he did his job. And I think he's going to continue to do it in the series.
And let me tell you Wallsted's stats through the first round, because this is crazy. This is a guy who had 171 saves on 185 shots. He had a .363 goals saved above expectations. This is Jack Jablonski who posted this. 5-on-5, 131 saves on 135 shots. 7.92 goals save above expectations, and a .920 in high danger save percentage, which is crazy numbers. Now, if either of those goalies falter, what's so unique about this series is both teams have another starter in waiting, Phil Gustafsson and Mackenzie Blackwood. I don't know who to give the edge to in goaltending here, guys. Is this a tie? Like, there's other parts where you're like, well, I think Colorado's got the edge here, and I think Minnesota's got the edge here, but goaltending, I don't really know.
If I had to pick a goalie to save my life, I'd probably pick either Wild goalie, honestly. Mm-hmm. But I don't think the two Avs goalies are far behind. And, it doesn't matter who's the better goalie. Are you the better goalie for this team, right?
This team right now.
So I would probably give the advantage to Minnesota, but it's not much of one. Wedgwood's been incredible for the Avalanche.
Jesse, what about you?
I think Steve's right, just with how Wallstedt played against, I think, a much tougher opponent. Mm-hmm. I'm just much more impressed with Wallsted's first round because there was more to show there against the Dallas Stars.
And a tougher team.
Exactly. So, yeah, I think the lean there goes to Wallstedt.
Okay, now on defense, the pairings are for the Avs, Taze Makar, obviously, Burns Blankenberg, Kulak, and Malinsky. And Malinsky's come on real strong for the Avalanche. Against them, Quinn Hughes, Brock Faber, which is probably the best defense pairing in the league. And now I know Avs fans would take issue with that.
It's crazy.
But then you got Middleton Spurgeon, no joke.
Nope.
And then Jeff Petrie, who's still going at it, damn it.
Crazy.
And Zach Bogosian, another guy that's still going at it. But I would say some people go, well, listen, that Minnesota's top 4 is great, but you do have question marks about the bottom 2 guys. They're physical and whatever, but you compare that to Malinsky and Kulak, and you go, oh, maybe a little bit more depth throughout the Colorado lineup than Minnesota. When you look at these two teams, which do you favor? Because they're both mobile, they're both great, they're both Norris winning.
This is another one where I don't actually think there's very much between them. I don't. In terms of depth, mm-hmm. I might give it to Colorado.
Just because of that third pairing? Because remember, Brent Burns is like 41.
No,
but he's played well.
It's more Malinsky.
It's more Malinsky.
I think the world of him. Okay, so let me just tell you what's going into my thought process for this series. I'm being inundated with propaganda. It's producer Drew
and producer Hayden
with Colorado, and it's producer Hayden with Minnesota, and they are both inundating me. And producer Drew has led a long and successful campaign of Malinsky propaganda against me. So that has influenced my pick.
Jesse, what do you think when you look at these defense cores?
For Minnesota, a lot of their defense is just great offense. They're able to just transition from their own end up the ice, and then once they're in there, it's their defensemen, whether it's Faber or Hughes on that line or anywhere down the lineup, where they're controlling the play from the back end there. And it's so well done. But with Colorado, you do have a terrific team defense where I don't think they're going to have any problem keeping the scores low. I think it surprisingly it might be a low scoring series. With all the firepower they have, I think it just might be trouble for both teams who are really good at playing good D and turning defense into offense, that we're not going to get a lot of goals here.
That is okay. So just to be clear, you say Colorado?
Yes.
Jesse, what do you say?
Give
it the edge on defense.
Who's decoy? I'd probably rather take Minnesota's.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that. I think I'd rather take Minnesota's, but it's like a question mark. Now up front, I think this is a little easier to distill. Colorado is, especially down center, unbelievable. You've got McKinnon, Nelson, Kadri, and Drury. And by the way, Nick Waugh, who's been pretty damn good for them too since showing up.
I love that addition.
Third line right wing. But again, it's Lehkonen, McKinnon, Nietzsche. Ross Colton, Brock Nelson, Bellerin, and Tushkin. Landeskog, Kadri, Waugh. Great line. Parker Kelly, Jack Drury, Logan O'Connor. And you compare and contrast that with the Wild, who are brilliant on the wings. Down center, they did quite well against Dallas. But you still have those questions. Kaprizov, Hartman, Zuccarello, Johansson, Eriksson, Ek, Boldy, Trennan, McCarron, Tarasenko, and Foligno, Sturm. So Foligno and Foligno sounds like a law firm. Yep. I feel like this answer is obvious based on the history. The Wild are perennial first round and out team until this year. They got over the hump. They're in the second round. Colorado are a perennial conference finalist. And Stanley Cup winner in 2022. Is there really even a question of who's better? And if it is in Colorado's favor, what does Minnesota do to counter that?
The answer is clearly Colorado, and that is why Game 1 is going to be a bloodbath. There are going to be crimes committed on the ice in Games 1 and 2, and probably 3 and 4 if Minnesota wants to have a chance of winning this series. And my mind is changing on the series in real time, because you saw the way Minnesota beat Dallas by completely just dragging them through the muck and the quicksand. And I'm looking at, there's McKinnon. There's Nietzsche. You can piss off Kadri and piss him off in a way that's not productive.
Yes, you can.
You got old man Brock Nelson, who's real good.
He's great.
Real good. But there are parts of this roster that, though I think Colorado has more talent, I could see Minnesota pounding into the dirt. This is a bad matchup for Colorado.
You think so?
I think they're the best team in the league, but this is not. This is what I've said about Bill Guerin. I said it on the podcast, and I'm saying it now in the preview. He built his team for the path ahead of them. He built a team. They're shafted. They're 7th in the entire NHL, and he's got a path now where they got to go through Dallas, who's 3rd in the first round, and Colorado, who's 1st in the second round. That sucks. So what he's done is he has elite talent surrounded by guys who will simply kick your ass and give you saves.
Jesse, do you agree with Steve in terms of matchup?
The matchup's tough, obviously. Minnesota's playing their best hockey right now, and they're peaking in the playoffs, which is awesome to see. But let's not underrate the forward group that the Avs have.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they are so deep. And in that first round against LA, they got 2 goals apiece from McKinnon, Lehkonen, Landeskog, Waugh, and Makar. Like, that's crazy spreading out of the offense. And that doesn't include a guy like Marty Nietzsche, who had 12 shots in the series and wasn't able to score. Kadri still doesn't have a playoff goal yet for them. Drury doesn't have a goal for that. So there's still more to come for them with generating offense. I think the forward group is where you get a distinct advantage with Colorado, and that's going to be Minnesota's biggest task. Is how much team defense can we play to shut these guys down and allow our guys like Kaprizov and Boldy and Eriksson Ek and Quinn Hughes from the back end to score goals and just kind of win these low-scoring games, I think. So if it turns into a shootout, I don't think Minnesota stands a chance.
Right.
If this series is low scoring, if these games are low scoring, I'm giving the edge to Minnesota. If the goals start racking up on both sides, I'm gonna lean that Colorado can keep that up.
They can win a shootout.
Yeah.
Okay, so prediction time, guys. What are we doing?
I want to go last.
Okay, I'll give you mine. This is going 7, and I'm going to give the edge to Minnesota. I think Colorado's played a lot of hockey in the last few years, and I think Minnesota might be able to take advantage of that with fresher legs and a team that just got through Dallas. Remember, Colorado played LA, and they wiped the floor with them. And there were some games, though, in that series that are a little closer than we thought it was going to be. I think Minnesota just went through a dogfight, and they are primed and ready. That's my thought. Jesse, you're next.
Minnesota in 6.
Whoa.
All three of us are going to pick Minnesota, so we're going to be wrong.
Jesse's correct.
Yeah.
I'm going Minnesota in 7.
Whoa.
And in my spark bracket, I had Colorado winning the cup.
So, me too.
So, producer Drew, you're welcome. Maybe this undoes the dangle jinx. Producer Hayden, you're welcome, and also I'm sorry.
Hey, did you like the thing you just watched?
Was it hilarious?
Was it informative?
Was it me losing my mind?
Possibly. Potentially. Most of the time it is. Hey, listen, if you like what SDPN has to offer, you should check out more of our videos and subscribe to our channel by clicking subscribe, or Steve will find you.
Is it sane? Is it possible? Still I ask myself, are we in our game? It's not logical, but you contemplate, are we am I?
Well, we go from the last game of the first round to the first game of the Western Conference, I guess. Is that the way? Because technically the second round started last night when Carolina ran over the Philadelphia Flyers. Hi, everybody. I'm Adam Wylde. I am here to take you through not just this series, but the entire Western Conference. So I am going to tell you tonight that I will be doing both series, Anaheim and Vegas, and Colorado. I almost said Colorado, Dallas. It's Colorado and the other green team, the Minnesota Wild, and it's going to be a fun one. I've been very, very much looking forward to doing this, and I'm kind of pumped to be hanging out with you literally every night here on SDPN. Although this series is a weird schedule, so we've got tonight's game, we've got Tuesday night's game, and then we've got a Saturday night game. I don't understand it. I don't make the schedule. It is what it is. I guess they had to get the 2-day break in there, but it feels like a little bit longer than just 2 days. Anyway, long story short, pumped to be here. And I think this series is going to be fascinating because ultimately what people have been saying is, okay, so Dallas and Minnesota play each other. It's 2-3 matchup. It's a little bit unfair. It is unfair. Look what just happened with Tampa and Montreal. Both of those teams should be through to the second round. But since those are the rules we live in, basically, we're seeing Dallas and Minnesota duke it out so that Colorado can run one of them over. And I just don't know that that's going to be the case. On paper, the Colorado Avalanche are the better team. Let me just run you through the forwards. Lehkonen, McKinnon, Nietzsche, line 1. Line 2 is Landeskog, Nelson, Niktushin. Ross, Colton, Kadri, and Waugh on line 3. That's a couple of Leafs. Hurts my heart. Parker Kelly, Jack Drury, and Logan O'Connor on line 4. Then we got Minnesota, okay? So Nathan McKinnon is your top line center. Joel Eriksson Ek is out. Did not even make the trip to Denver, although it's not I guess not a long trip. But you got Ryan Hartman going ahead again against Nathan McKinnon. Okay. Kaprizov, Hartman, Zuccarello. Now it's starting to sound better. Johansson, Danila Yurov is going to be the second line center tonight, and Matt Boldy, who's been phenomenal. Trenin, McCarron, Tarasenko. That line had a couple of big goals in Game 6. Marcus Foligno, Nico Sturm, and Nick Foligno as well. Now, where I think the differentiation is going to be in this series, if the Wild are going to have a chance, and I think that they do, is defense and goaltending. And that's not to take away from the Avs defense or goaltending because they have the best defenseman in the world. His name is Cale Makar. He's also paired with a guy that he's worked with for half a decade, Devon Toews. You've got Kulak, who came in via Pittsburgh from the Oilers. I know that he played a little bit of time in Pittsburgh, but boy, I watched the Oilers, first series, and I thought, man, they could probably use a little Brett Kulak, a little shutdown defenseman. Sam Malinsky is a guy that if you don't pay attention to the Western Conference, if you don't pay attention to this division, if you don't pay attention to this team, Sam Malinsky is mobile and he's awesome. And then you got Brent Burns and Nick Blankenberg on the third pairing. And again, they'll see some minutes, but when you've got a top 4 like that, you're probably okay with it. Minnesota's got the edge here, I think, in overall talent because you've got Quinn Hughes and Brock Faber. Already incredible. Jake Middleton and Jared Spurgeon. Okay, incredible. And Damon Hunt and Zach Bogosian. So there's some heart and there's some muscle and stuff back there. But where I think Minnesota's got a real advantage here is they're just pure mobility all the way through that defense, which I think is great. Until you get to Zach Bogosian, who's not exactly the most fleet of foot person. Jonas Brodin is out. Joel Eriksson Ek is out. Imagine this lineup, but with Jonas Brodin as well, right? So Colorado and Minnesota share something, and that's that their goaltenders had incredible first rounds. Jesper Wallstad was amazing. And here's the thing. If you were going into the playoffs, based on the season that Gustafsson had, he was the starting goaltender for the Swedish Olympic team. I don't think Wallstad even dressed and sat on the bench. I'm serious. I think it was just Gustafsson. But Wallstad got the start. He was incredible throughout that series. And then, of course, we all know Blackwood and Wedgwood and the amazing that it's a great series. We are about to watch something special happen, and I'm pretty excited to hang out with you for it. Now, I just got off recording with Mr. Tim Rainey because we had to do the Miami Grand Prix recap. So I'm just kind of pulling all my stuff together on this side to make sure that I got you.
And Steve Dangle, by the way, great stream. If you're coming in from there, what a great time that was. Incredible series. I think Montreal Tampa wins series of the playoffs so far. This one might be able to match it. Now I got Maddie with me producing. I got Robert doing the chat. Everybody's very excited. They're going to be with us the entire way and welcoming everybody in from the Steve Dangle stream. It's going to be a party. It's Francois Lebel, Montreal Canadiens fan, just dropped 10 SDPN memberships because he's feeling generous after a huge win. That, by the way, that Montreal game, can we just talk about that for a second? 9 shots and you win? 9 shots. That game is going to be one of those games they write about in books later. And I think Montreal has we're going to do our season preview or series preview for this tomorrow. I honestly think Montreal wins that series. I think they're going back to the conference finals. I think it might be Montreal, Carolina, because I think Carolina is going to run Philly over. The train is coming. Choo-choo, said Francois Lebel, and choo-choo is right. Freak 811. So we've got Maddie and Adam. Shout out producer Hayden. I can't wait for producer Drew's tears. Now, producer Hayden is not doing this series because producer Hayden is a Wild fan and might die on the headphones with me. So we figured, you know what? We'll let him watch his games. We're going to do this one. He's going to do the other series with me. So we got Hayden. We got Maddie. Everybody's here. Sports Talk Chud. As a Bees fan, Habs Sabres is great for the league. Amen to that. As a Leaf fan, today was a day. We're really going through it here in Toronto. Let me just tell you. We've got a monster podcast coming for you tomorrow, but it's going to happen after the Leafs press conference for John Chayka and Matt Sundin being introduced. And listen, I'm excited to have Matt's back in Toronto, but I've already heard some stories today that, I believe I know some of the people that are joining the front office already. And let's just say, they're familiar in the wrong ways. I might save my powder on that one. I don't know if this is going to be good. I'm opening to it being good, but I will tell you that the thought around the league from the people that I've talked to is, what the hell is happening in Toronto? So that's just what it is. Giggling Cat, hi Maddie and Rob. But I still think you should make Drew and Hayden do this series with live mics. We can't make them work this series. Also, we would be banned from YouTube because the crap that they're going to talk. Oh my God. Drew already said eat shit in the chat to Hayden. So there you go. Heather the Avs fan right there with you, Drew. We have Heather the Avs fan finally watching an Avs game with me on it, Heather. I think this might be a first. This might be the first Avs game I've ever streamed. I don't even think I've gotten Toronto Maple Leafs Avs games. Sedin Magic 15 from one great series to another. Let's go, baby. Let's go. I honestly, somebody just said in the chat, Adam, you couldn't have picked a better series. Well, I'm doing 2, but I do think that this is going to be, if Montreal Tampa is not the series of the playoffs, then this is the one that beats it. This is the one we all wanted. It was either going to be Dallas or Minnesota. And I think we saw Dallas, Colorado last year. Now we get Minnesota. Let's go. Orange Joe says, appreciate you guys keeping up with the streams. These have been a blast. Appreciate everybody's hard work. Producer Drew says, Adam, where is your McKinnon jersey? Actually, my Team Canada McKinnon jersey, which is the only McKinnon jersey I have, because I have a man crush on Nathan McKinnon, you see, it's downstairs. I can go get it during the first intermission. But yeah, you know what? Let's party. Josh Halliburton, you couldn't have picked a better day to do it too. It is my birthday. I can't wait. Josh, happy birthday. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Orange Joe says, no, do not wear the Team Canada Nathan McKinnon jersey. Okay, fair enough. We don't need him missing any last-second shots, do we? Francois Lebel, this stream is going to be so much more calming for me. Yeah, this is your come-down stream. If you're a Canadiens fan or you're a Lightning fan, by the way, Lightning fans, hell of a series. I think that the team is going to be okay. It comes down to that. Like, people are going to ask questions tomorrow. I'll be like, oh, was it over for the Lightning? No way. Nah. Sometimes you just lose a great series. And that's what happened. That's just what happened. Silent Rob, I should wear the Avs jersey I won during trivia. You should, Silent Rob. And here we go. Getting ready. It is loud in Denver. It's always loud in Denver, let's be honest. And face-off happens, and already the Avs have won it. You can hear the crowd kind of cheering, and off we go. You know, I love doing new series because sometimes it's been a little while since I talked about a particular team or did a live stream on them, and you sort of get, you're like, oh yeah, that number, that guy. Will Gallo, best place to watch Montreal Buffalo in Montreal Wednesday? I don't know. You know, Montreal fans, please shout out Will Gallo. Help him find a good spot to watch the Montreal Buffalo game in Montreal on Wednesday. Give him some good pointers. Poo Poo PP69. I'll take all the playoff hockey I can get. And the bathroom breaks, which is good. Puck's in the wild zone. Boldy's got it. He's carrying it up through center. Both teams kind of feeling each other out. This is the feeling each other out first couple minutes of a series. Now, there's no warm-up to the playoff whistle. The playoff whistle has already begun. Unlike the first round, as you guys know, it is all fire and brimstone and no calls from the refs right away. Frotton1 says, if life was an RPG, I'm pretty sure the Leafs and Habs would have inverse luck stats. Amen to that. That's a really good, really well put sentence. I agree. If we were playing Fallout, then the Leafs lucky out of 10 is a 0 or a -1. It's terrible. All right, here we go. Face off. Wild win it. It's Quinn Hughes. Icing call. Not really much going on there. Denise Campbell, cheers for the Choo Choo series. That's true. I forgot. Yeah, Montreal Buffalo will be the Choo Choo series. Maybe we should all get train conductors' hats. The Choo Choo series. Damn. I have to. Maybe Steve already thought about that or somebody else already thought about that, but I got to bring that up on the show tomorrow. That's got to come up. Dancing Bear, unless you're Philly and you can whack yourself in the face with a stick for a call. Yeah, that was crazy. I cannot believe that that happened, that he got away with it. Is amazing. It's amazing. Freak 811, I need to be honest. That Vezina list is trash. Swayman and Sorokin should not be on the list. Wedgwood and Logan Thompson should be there. I'm not an Avs fan, but Wedgwood was fantastic this year. I think so. Here's what's working in against Wedgwood. He plays for the Colorado Avalanche. That's what's working against him. For Logan Thompson, it's that he didn't make the playoffs, right? And I know that Sorokin didn't either, but we expected the Capitals to be good. We did not expect the Islanders to be good, and that's how people vote. Sometimes it's like, well, you surprised me, so you're going to get my vote, rather than. And I'm not saying Sorokin does. I think Sorokin actually does deserve to be there. Swayman, I could give or take on that list. I could see why Wedgwood should be on it over Swayman for sure. But yeah, I think Sorokin needs to be on that list. He was phenomenal this year. He and Matthew Schaefer were the Islanders. Francois LaBelle says only one logo is in the Choo Choo. Oh, shot on net. Oh, and it went through Wallstead, and his helmet fell off. Did it go? Oh, it got. I think the shot hit him in the head, and then the helmet came loose. Here we go. I am very curious about how this Minnesota team counteracts this Avalanche team. The Avalanche, just so you guys know, have been my Stanley Cup pick since game one. Not game one of the playoffs, game one of the season. Game one of the preseason. And they've added Nick Waugh and Nazem Kadri too. So I feel, and also, yeah, you know what? Brett Kulak as well. Now, did I take Minnesota to win this series? I did. And producer Drew called me a traitor because I've been on the Colorado Avalanche train. But I do feel like, you know what? Maybe I'm going to regret the Wild pick. I don't know. Like, does anybody really have a good sense of this series? Like, yeah, I know who's going to win. I know how many games. I really feel it in my soul. I don't know if I could even believe you. We just don't know. Great pass. Through the neutral zone comes Nathan MacKinnon. Oh, shot. He tried to kind of sneak behind the back of Jared Spurgeon. Really smart play. And the puck just, I think it just didn't get off his stick in time. Oh, big hit by Foligno. Wow. Marty Nietzsche away, carrying the puck backwards. Look at that skating. Holy. Freak 811 says, also, I love the puppy on Wedgwood's goalie mask. Yeah, you know what? Fair. Landeskog gets it deeper into the wild zone. Bogosian out there. You got to think that the Avalanche, if they're out there against Bogosian, they're going to try to target his speed. They've got some speed up front, and they're physical. Like, obviously, Zach Bogosian's a rock, but you've got to take advantage of the fact that he's not the quickest guy, and he's not going to handle those breakouts. You saw him pass it and defer to Kaprizov there to try to do the breakout instead of him. I loved there were some really good pregame interviews, and John Hines, they asked him, so what has Quinn Hughes brought to your team this year? And he said, well, he instantly made me a better coach. And I thought, you know what? Yeah, fair. He kind of has that effect on people, doesn't he? Through come the Avs. Oh, Kadri had a stick, just kind of was almost tapping it. Almost. Shot by Burns. That goes wide. And the puck's going to come all the way back down. There it is. I'm looking for the stream here. Looking for my people. Having some computer issues, if you can't tell. I'm trying to make sure that I can see all your stuff. So just hang on to me. Hang on here. Hilarious. It's always the first game of a series where you get something wrong. But we're A-okay. All right, we're back. Boldy, what a great move. Back to Spurgeon. Across. Shot. Through traffic. Gloved. No problem. No problem. I mean, these are the Avs. That is Scott Wedgwood. Everybody's calm and chill. Man, Foligno sent Makar flying. That was a crazy hit. I think he just caught him on a weird angle. Like, I don't think it was that hard, but man, it looked, that's a crazy, yeah, Maddie, make note of that hit. We gotta keep that for tomorrow. Okay. Shot by Spurgeon. That's turned aside by the blocker of Scott Wedgwood. Oh, that was Damon Hunt. That wasn't Spurgeon. That's 48, not 46. Still getting my numbers here. Oh, giveaway at the wild blue line. Kelly behind the net. He's got two. He's got Hunt and Bogosian on him. Kelly still with the puck, by the way. Back to the point. Shot in. Tipped. Hits a knee. Goes wide. Oh, and Tarasenko was away, but they just couldn't get him the puck in time. Would have been a nice one-on-one there. Malinsky in. Quinn Hughes receives it. Quinn Hughes moves it up. It's Foligno. Foligno protecting. Back to Quinn Hughes. Hughes is just calming things down. The Avs fans are letting him have it. They're already booing him. Just make a play, man. Faber. Oh, great move past MacKinnon. Shot. Wedgwood with another good save. He's made that save, I think, 3 times in this game already from that point. Hayden Matheson. Producer Hayden dropping 5 SDPN memberships, just saying hello because his Wild and the Avs are playing. I don't think Hayden knows that producer Drew was calling him out in the chat earlier. Wild doing a good job manufacturing shots early. MacKinnon down low. Nietzsche after it. Nietzsche swings it back down low to MacKinnon. MacKinnon to the point. Shot. Oh, pass. Big block. Brock Faber with an amazing block. Woo! Baby. All right. This is a little bit wider, like a little bit more open than I kind of expected it to be. I expected both of these teams to come in and kind of feel each other out. They're getting some shots. Good opportunities. 3-on-3 here. Oh, pass to Malinsky is intercepted. Back come the Wild, and it's Kaprizov with a shot. That goes wide. Brock Nelson to Landeskog. Cross the blue line. It's Landeskog. Leaves it for Nelson. He's got coverage. And that puck just dribbles wide of Wallstead. There were just too many bodies there. Shot from the point. It misses. Wallstead can't find it. Great rebound. Wallstead not able to get that. Kulak with a shot. And Wallstead catches that through traffic. Some moments there. If you're a Wild fan, you're a bit sweaty tonight. That was a bit scary. That was their first real opportunities, I think, that the Avs have had. You know, where you're like, oh, they're going to score here. Didn't happen. And we are 8 minutes in, and boy, it doesn't feel that way. Woo! Steeson Schiller said they aren't booing Quinn. They're speaking in ghost. Okay, that's funny. Kadri, a little bit of a weak backhander in. Wallstead's able to glove that easily. Woo! Good start, kids. Good start to a good series. I'm pumped. Let's go. I hope Drew's still here because Hayden, you should be in here talking shit, you know, because Drew was calling you out. Hey, I got to know, Hayden, since you're here, leave it in the chat. Did you and Drew make a bet before this series? Did you and Drew say anything like winner of this series does X? I need to know. And if not, why not? You guys should be making this. Makar's in the locker room. So that Foligno hit really caught him then. Oh. Rene says, hilariously, the Wild already have almost as many shots as Montreal got the entire game. So Cale Makar not on the bench after a hit by Marcus Foligno. And now this plays to the Wild's strength, defense and goaltending, right? Mobility of defense. It's not that the Wild can't shut you down, but they're known for like their ability to push you forward, right? They're going to push you back into your end because of Faber and Quinn and Jared Spurgeon, these guys. I think, that's a quick edge early. I hope Makar's not done for tonight. Hayden says, no bet, but we hope for a good series and pray for further misery for Dallas and Jamie Benn. Well, I don't know a single fan base that is warm to Jamie Benn other than Dallas Stars fans. And I think it makes sense. Jamie Benn has broken many a back with his carbon stick. We know that. So we're waiting on updates here. Maddie and Robert, if I miss them, are going to feed them to me. Wow. Quinn Hughes, they're showing puck possession in the first round, and Quinn Hughes has almost half an hour on his own in the first round carrying the puck. That's 9 minutes up on Lane Hudson, who is second with 21 minutes. That's crazy. I think the guy knows what to do with the puck. Or is he a puck hog and selfish? Oh, we got a penalty. Kadri going to the box. He brought down Middleton. And here we go. First Wild power play. And Kadri's arguing it. Listen, I'm not saying I've seen this movie before, but it's a movie I've seen. I feel like I have. Maybe it's a sequel. Yeah, that's a bad penalty. He shouldn't be taking that. Like, yeah. Come on, Naz. You can't be taking penalties like that in the offensive zone. He says that Middleton sold it, but like, don't give Middleton a chance to sell it, man. It's just not going to happen. Now, Kadri, who I love, by the way, he sees the red mist from time to time, but as he's gotten older, he's matured, whatever. You know who else sees the red mist is Ryan Hartman. I'm very curious to see if he's able to keep that under wraps this series, because I know they're going to try to get under his skin, and he's a literal crazy person. Quinn Hughes getting booed by the Avs faithful, or they're speaking to him in his native tongue, which is ghost. Kaprizov has that puck slapped away from him. And back goes Faber, not Boldy. Faber. Hughes. as you would expect, is going to carry that puck up the ice. Lehkonen all over him, trying to get the puck away. He drops it. Boldy to Kaprizov to Hughes. Faber. This is basically an all-star team. Faber along the half wall, back to Hughes, who gets it to Kaprizov. Down low to Boldy. Boldy. Now at the blue line. Gets it down to Zuccarello. Oh, and there was a play there for Kaprizov, who I think was either hauled down or just didn't get it. Boldy loses the puck. We got a breakaway here. Here we go. O'Connor. Oh, he just didn't have the speed. I mean, it is cute, Quinn Hughes. Stadine Magic 15 says Middleton was totally holding onto his stick. Yeah, he was. He was. But part of the playoffs is just not getting called for that. I get why Kadri was annoyed, but it was pretty. I mean, the ref has to call that. This isn't a game 7 after all. 30 seconds left on this power play. Wylde had one really good opportunity. But other than that, the Avs have done a pretty good job killing this. 10-minute mark right now. So we are halfway through the first period already. And the Avs fans are absolutely loving this puck being cleared. Spurgeon is going to make one last dash for it before Kadri hits the ice. Drops it. Johansson got the zone but did not know the puck was right behind him. Taze was able to hold him up. And here we go. It's Nazem Kadri sprung from the box. Fresh leg shot and a save by Wallstead. Middleton to Tarasenko. Tarasenko dumps it deep. Wedgwood's able to stop that and play it. Side of the net. 9:22 left in the first. And it's Nathan MacKinnon and the Colorado Avalanche gaining the zone. Nietzsche's with him. He puts the shot right on Wallstead. And that shot is stopped and covered. Ian Ball says Brock Nelson is like 2 years away from the old age home. I know, but still, excellent player. Excellent. B-Boy Freerunner says Avs PK is too good. It's not fair. Yeah, listen, their PK is amazing. Their power play during the regular season was so strange. Why they couldn't get anything going on the power play, I could never understand. Didn't get it. Don't get it. I don't know. Maybe you're an Avs fan and you get it. But it just seems like there's just too much talent. Way too much talent. Producer Hayden says, if the Wild could agree with the Avs for an entire series that 5-on-5 is best, that would be great. Freak 811, the Avs did a good job meeting the Wild at the blue line and stopping entry on the power play. Credit where it's due. I agree with you. You know, and that seems to be zone entries on the power play are so key. I remember the 1 3-week span where the Leafs actually had a good power play and started winning games. We had Frank Corrado on explaining why their power play was cooking. And what they would do is they would get to the blue line and immediately fire it across the blue line to an open man. And that is how they were able to get set up, because it allowed the other 3 players to get in deep, get set up, create passing lanes, that sort of thing. They didn't stick to that plan because they were not very good and there were some injuries and they were mostly not very good. But for the time that they did it, it did work. Rene said, hard to believe that either team is cap compliant. Well, that's just good general managers, man. And with the cap going up next year, it doesn't matter. Now, here's the question. Oh, here's Cale Makar's hit. So they're saying upper body injury for Cale Makar. Whoa. So is it when he falls on his shoulder, or is he already hurt when he gets hit? It didn't look like he fell that weirdly, right? Like it didn't look like an awkward fall. I'm curious about the anger level of Nathan MacKinnon. This is a guy that could have won the gold medal himself for Team Canada, and he missed a wide open net. I almost wonder if he just wakes up every day and thinks about that moment and goes, I'm going to kill anyone who tries to prevent me from winning the cup. Like, do you even think he's looked at his silver medal since he got it? Nietzsche's. Shot. Scores! Oh, it's Sam Malinsky. I told you to watch out for this guy. Sam Malinsky with the first goal. Great setup from Nietzsche's, who used his skating through the offensive zone, and the Colorado Avalanche have broken open this series on a great shot by Sam Malinsky. Get used to the name. They just signed him to an extension, and guess what? It's way too cheap. Look at Nietzsche's. Just beautiful pass. Nobody's got Malinsky. Beautiful goal. Heather, the Avs fan, is going to love that. I'm sure producer Drew is rushing to the chat to gloat right as we speak. That is and you know what? Wallstead saw that the whole way. That's just a great shot. That's just a monster shot from a great player who's on his way up. That is Malinsky's first career playoff goal, by the way. And I know that there are some people watching this chat going, I've never heard of Sam Malinsky. I know that there are a lot of people would not pass the who he play for test on Sam Malinsky. I'm telling you, this guy, he's somebody to watch. Burns wrist shot in. Shot by Kadri. Oh! And Wallstead didn't really know where it was, but he was able to get on top of it before it fluttered through his legs. Dangerous shift. This is the Wah and Kadri line. Giggling Cat dropped 99 cents just to say, ah! Denise Campbell, sometimes it's not the angle, but the force of the impact. Amen. And that was just a rocket. No other way to say it. Producer Drew says, Malinsky, he's a mini Makar. He's going to have to be not a mini Makar. He's going to have to do the real thing. Define 321. As a Stars fan, I get the Ben hate, but I still like him. Hope the Wild win so our identity can change from Texas stole our team. Yes, I'm salty, even though the Wild deserve to win in 5 or less. Define, I love it, buddy. I love it. Hayden says, that was gross. I'm not even mad. It was a gross shot. He's right. What are you supposed to do? Now, this is bad. Oh, we got another goal. Bad defensive coverage. And it's Jack Drury. And the fourth line. One shot beat Wallstead, I believe, on the left side up high. That one beat him right side. Oh, my God. The Colorado Avalanche, baby. The Colorado Avalanche. Heather, the Avs fan, I'll owe you subs, but had an unexpected expense. You don't owe us anything, Heather. We're happy that you're here. That's all we want. The fact that you are here is good enough for us. Drury, look at him. He runs away from the wall, no coverage, and a goal. Beautiful. And I think he puts up his hand. He's almost shocked. Did everybody else just see that? Oh, boy. Hey, that Mikko Rantanen trade's working out okay for the Avs. Maybe I was wrong about that. Mikko didn't have the best playoff ever. And you know who had 100 points? Marty Nietzsche's. It's looking okay. Francois Labelle dropping 5 SDPN memberships just because his Habs won, I think. Hey, look, producer Drew just received a membership from Francois Labelle. Breaking news, producer Drew does not pay for a membership. Wow. What a jerk. Congratulations, Drew. You're now a VIP. Maddie, can you screen grab that and send that to the group chat? We need to have a discussion about producer Drew. All right. It's funny because producer Drew is a member of the channel in a different way. He's got a blue name, which means that he's a channel editor. Wow. Landeskog just getting into it. The fans cheering him on, chanting his name, heart and soul. Dancing Bear 9 says, are the Stars the biggest loser of the Rantanen trade? I don't know. I think he'll be fine. He was probably injured. Landeskog got a nice glove wash. Oh, those stink too. It's Faber's not backing down, though. Give him credit. Francois Labelle says, I'll cover for you, Heather. Francois, that's very kind of you. Contos, Adam Wylde, corporate overload, wants his employees to pay for memberships on his own channel. You're damn right I do. There's only like 10 of us, right? Like there's not that many people that work here. I pay for a membership. No, it's fine, Drew. You see all it anyway. But if it means that Drew's not checking out our VIP episodes, I feel like Drew's the one who's missing out. Maddie's the exception. Maddie says, I'm the exception because I'm there for all the episodes. That's true. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Maddie makes a good point. Here we go. McKinnon. Oh, and he's in. Out front. Nietzsche's has got it. Shot. And a save by Wallstead. That would have been bad. We've got a Colorado power play here. And Kadri almost scored from the exact same spot that Malinsky and Jack Drury scored from. But Wallstead saw that one the whole way. To be fair to Kadri, too, I remember when he was in Toronto, Matt Martin called Kadri's, he called his shot a muffin. He's like, it's a bit of a muffin. I always thought that was a really apt description. I think his shots got better since then. But yeah, it isn't Malinsky's shot, I don't think. Viper says, Adam, what are the chances we get a Wendy's at Scotiabank next year now that Shake is aboard? Oh, McKinnon with a shot. Oh, and we got another goal. This is shocking. This time a power play goal. Nathan McKinnon does all the work. Where have you heard that before? And it's Arturi Lehkonen who just gets the wide open net. 3-0. I have to remind you that 2.5 minutes ago, this was a 0-0 game. And look at McKinnon. They're going to show him. He just picks up speed, gets the puck right before the red line, walks in, makes the play, gets the rebound, and instead of shooting it at the net, gets it out front. The initial shot is blocked, but back to Lehkonen it goes, and in the back of the net. Look at that. Wow. Maddie's just said, dude, it's the first period. Oh, Spurgeon almost blocked it too. Whew. 13-4 are the shots. There was a point in this first period where the Wild were looking like the better team. Oh boy, here comes Brock Nelson with the steal. He's going to get past Bogosian. Zuccarello running a little, I think legal interference is fair to say. Zuccarello carrying the puck in, dumps it deep. Ladies and gentlemen, the Colorado Avalanche. What are you going to do about the flippin' Colorado Avalanche? Taze. Oh, Nichushkin almost found Kulak. I think Kulak found it, but he just couldn't score. Or was that Nelson? I can't even tell. No, I think it was Nelson. My bad. Sometimes you can't see the numbers as well as you'd like on TV, so I will get certain players' numbers wrong and that sort of thing. You'll just have to forgive me. Quinn Hughes. Trennan. What are the Minnesota Wild going to do? What does John Hines say to them? Oh! Quinn Hughes nailed at center ice. Tarasenko came in. Quinn Hughes got absolutely rocked. You rarely see that. Tarasenko, back to the point, shot. Good save by Wedgwood. Fans love that one. 5:30 left in the first period. So what does John Hines say to the Minnesota Wild after that disastrous stretch of just 5 minutes? That's all it is. 5 bad minutes, and the Colorado Avalanche just make you pay. All pain and suffering. Kulak behind his net. You can hear the chants too in Denver. Eh? They're yelling, Wallstead. Johansson scores, and the Wild get one back. Marcus Johansson. That was a gritty shift by the Minnesota Wild. They were able to very, very briefly pin the Colorado Avalanche in their own zone, something they've been struggling to do so far in this game. And Mojo made no mistake. This starts with Quinn Hughes taking a hit. Wham! He got right back up. Boldy and I think it was Danil Yurov just digging that puck out, and it was Johansson who was able to finish it through traffic. I don't think Wedgwood saw it. Yeah, just a little late on that reaction. I think he would have caught that if he had seen it, but he didn't. And the Wild are back in this. I'm sure there's some Wild fans breathing a big sigh of relief. Okay, all right, we can do it. We can do it. Trennan. And it's the fourth line. The Felinos are out there. Both of them. And it's, okay. Lehkonen. Kulak's got it. Colorado changing. Puck goes deep. Lehkonen's going to get it. No icing. He's got it. He's past Bogosian. Oh, man, what a play. Lehkonen with a great play, stealing that puck, exposing Bogosian. Let's just call that what it was. And Brock Nelson had a beautiful prime opportunity at Wallstead, who's able to shut him down. Honestly, you can see where the Wild are missing Jonas Brodin there, right? Like that's just, Zach Bogosian has had an unbelievable career. Like by any stretch, high draft pick, physical guy. He is hung on in this league. But right there, you saw the limitation of his game, and you see, Lehkonen able to come in and just take it. It's mine now. Crazy start. Love it. Francois LaBelle dropping 5 SDPN memberships. I already got that one. Giggling Cat dropped the rhinoceros being surprised, or is that a hippo? No, that's a hippo. It's the rhino. Jennifer Prevost, welcome to SDP VIP. Yes, Francois LaBelle. I can't believe producer Drucifer sniped a VIP. I know, right? Ridiculous. Giggling Cat dropped in to put in 5 SDPN memberships. Thank you, Cat. We love you. Cat, the Cats fan. Now, Cat, here's my question to you. You were rooting for the Oilers' downfall the entire series against Anaheim. You got what you wished for. Who are you professionally hating on now? I feel like that's Cat's bag. I don't know if you guys know Giggling Cat. She's a regular on our streams. A lot of fun. And here's the thing. When the Panthers are not playing, because she's a Panthers fan, professional hater. So who are we hating today, Cat? We got to know. Francois LaBelle, more goals than Game 7's Habs Bolt. That's true. Astino says, how about them Marlies? Honestly, Astino, I have not had the chance to pay attention to them in the second round, but I know things are going good. Good. Baby. Let's keep it going. Sports Talk Chud. Minnesota sucks at sports. You're not totally. They're kind of Toronto-ish with their sports. Every once in a while, it's like, wow, we got a great moment. But it's never sustained, is it? And Minnesota fans are like loud and crazy and boisterous and fun. They deserve better. Let's be honest. But this Wild team, I think you could get behind. You can cheer for this Wild team. Hartman across to Quinn Hughes. Quinn Hughes dumps it deep. He gets hit by Brock Nelson. I think the Avs have a mandate to be as physical as possible with Mr. Quinn Hughes. Oh, and we get another goal. And a big goal. Matt Zuccarello this time from Quinn Hughes. We have 5 goals, and the first period is not even over yet. Minnesota right back in this game. Was it Hartman that scored or Zuccarello? I thought it was Zooks, but I could have been wrong. No, it was Hartman. Sorry, guys, wrong guy. But what a goal. And what a hit by Brent Burns as he's trying to score it. Whoa. Ryan Hartman, the literal crazy person, with a great goal and a great pass by Quinn Hughes. This is why Quinnesota is a problem. John Hines was right. Quinn does make you a better coach. Giggling Cat says, this is a petty watch. Colorado, Coach Q, and the effing Flyers must go down. Okay, fair enough. Kulak fires the puck all the way down the ice, and I think that is going to be an icing. And therein lies the issue sometimes with Brett Kulak. You love Brett Kulak until he does stuff like that, and then you're like, Brett. Giggling Cat, 5 SDPN memberships just dropped in there. Thank you, Giggling Cat. She's here to see the Avs downfall. And Heather, the Avs fan, is here to see the Avs win. We have a battle of regulars. By the way, welcome to Gripper Nation if you're brand new here. Very excited about this. Hartman loses that faceoff draw to Nathan McKinnon. Puck is sort of flipped out into the Wild zone, and that is icing again. This is great. Listen, I got to be honest with you. I think Steve got the best series of the first round. There's no question. Jesse, unfortunately, got the quickest series of the first round. But I would say that, like, I think the Ducks and Oilers was pretty damn entertaining. I think we might be in for another good one. Another doozy. I'm pumped. Icing was waved off that time. That could have been 3 icings in a row, but Quinn was on it. Kaprizov, Hartman, Malinsky carrying the puck, backhands it up, and it hits Nichus, who passes off to McKinnon in transit. Back to Nichus, big opportunity here. Oh, and they were just unable at the last second to get the puck on Wallstead. Beautiful shot by Nichus again. And Wallsted's able to make that save. Woo! The Colorado Avalanche just showed you why they're so damn dangerous. 2 goals against in the last couple of minutes. Doesn't matter. We're still going to find the open man. And I think it was Hartman that interrupted that play at the last second with his stick. Great playing there. Look at this chemistry between Nichus and McKinnon, right? Like, just unreal. SLS, here because the Raptors are getting crushed. Oh no. When I left them, they were up by 10. Francois Lebel says, are you saying Jesse is Mr. 30 seconds? I'm saying Jesse is Mr. 4 games. Fuss Coupland says, Toronto Raptors choke like the Toronto Maple Chokers. Yeah, well, they also seem to have a star player who doesn't want to play for them. Just, oh joy, oh bliss. SLS says they are down 19 going into the 4th. Oh, I mean, that's not insurmountable, but it's not likely. It is basketball. Basketball's weird, but damn. I mean, we knew that Raptors team wasn't perfect, right? They need a big. They probably need a couple bigs, but oof. To push it to game 7 on such a crazy shot by RJ, I hope they don't go down tonight. I hope they win, because that RJ shot will always be marred by a shitty game 7. We don't need that. It's like when the Leafs scored 3 goals in the last minute of a game against Columbus, and nobody remembers that game, even though it broke an NHL record because their game 7 was so awful. 2:05 left in the first period. Trennan just monster trucking his ass down the ice. Watching that guy skate full bore is hilarious. Back to the point. Shot. Blocked. Hunt. Shot. And that was a dangerous one. Wedgwood saw it, and we've got Boldy with it. Johansson. Shot on the net. That shot is blocked. And it was Landeskog with another shot block. Just heart and soul, man. What a great captain. Bogosian. Johansson lost it at the blue line right to Nichus. It's always him. It's always Marty. Johansson at the end of a shift. Nichus and McKinnon and Lehkonen all out there at the beginning of one. Not ideal. Bogosian is able to get to the red line, dump that in. The Wild are going to be able to change. Bat flips and birdie putts. Adam, not sure if this has been covered yet. How did you not get the Ducks versus Golden Knights series? Well, fun fact, I did. I will be back tomorrow night doing the Ducks and Golden Knights. I'm doing both Western Conference series in the second round. Shot on the net. Wallstead with a great save. And it looks like Cale Makar is back on the bench. Foligno. Back to Quinn Hughes. Hughes, shot! Whoa, bit of a weird one. Oh, McKinnon able to take on Foligno. Remember, Foligno was the one that put Makar out of the game for most of the first period. Quinn Hughes. He's got Lehkonen all over him. That doesn't matter. It's Quinnesota, baby. Foligno with a shot. Gloved very coolly by Wedgwood. Wedgwood made that look kind of sexy, I'm not going to lie. And out comes Makar. He looks like he's okay. You got it. Now, guys, here's the deal. We got about 10 seconds left in this period. I'm going to throw to Steve breaking down John Chayka being a part of the Toronto Maple Leafs. If you haven't seen this video yet, figured it would be apt to show you since we've got a 1 p.m. press conference tomorrow and a 3 p.m. podcast start tomorrow. So the podcast will be out late tomorrow, but it's going to be for good reason. And so I'm going to throw to Steve as soon as that horn goes, because I want you to see as much of this as possible. It's going to be a wild next few years for the Toronto Maple Leafs, and I don't know. It's just scary. All right, I'm going to leave you. I will see you at the beginning of the second intermission, and don't forget, I am doing tomorrow's stream too. Anaheim, Vegas, Colorado, Minnesota. Who needs sleep? Screw it. Now take it away, Steve Dangle.
Now, here's the thing. Chayka's first draft in 2016 with the Arizona Coyotes as general manager was fantastic. He found a way to get the 7th and 16th overall picks. We'll get to that in a minute. And with the 7th and 16th picks, he drafted Clayton Keller at 7 and Jacob Chychrun at 16. That's unbelievable. Even more unbelievable is the pick right before Clayton Keller was Philip Zadina. The eyes are playing. Still working. So wait, how did the Coyotes get the 7th and the 16th pick? Well, the 7th pick was theirs. The 16th pick, once again, the eyes are playing, they got from Detroit. Detroit went into the 2016 draft with the 6th and 16th overall picks. They left with the 6th and the 20th overall picks, Philip Zadina and Dennis Cholowski. Arizona did a bit better. So Detroit sent the 16th overall pick, who ended up being Jacob Chychrun, and Pavel Datsyuk's contract to the Arizona Coyotes. Going the other way, the Arizona Coyotes traded Joe Vitale, a first-round pick, 20th overall, that was Dennis Cholowski, and a second-round pick, who ended up becoming Philip Hronik. That's a very good pick by Detroit. See? It's like a trade tree. I thought you'd like it. So, John Chayka is great at drafting, right? He got Clayton Keller, Jacob Chychrun, same draft. I've seen some people say that. Here's the problem. Chayka, who was AGM the season before, became GM of the Coyotes 51 days before that draft. How involved was he in making those picks? How involved in the scouting? How involved in the research was he in those picks? He made the trade that got them the 16th overall pick, and that ended up being a very good trade for them. Was that all him? I mean, he was with the team, even though he wasn't GM the year before. Not even the year before. Earlier that season, I should say. Here's the problem. We don't know exactly how much of the 2016 draft John Chayka is responsible for because he just got there. Like when Brad Treliving joined the Leafs a few years ago and he wasn't even allowed to be on the draft floor for the first round. Treliving joined the Leafs front office mere weeks before the draft in 2023. How involved was he in that draft? Or was that just the amateur scouts who had been there the whole time, being led by the executives that had also been there the whole time? Using that as a comparison, how involved was Chayka in all the 2016 decisions? We don't know. Here's the other problem. 2016 was far and away Chayka's best draft with the Coyotes, and every draft after that was not good. In 2017, the Coyotes have the 23rd overall pick. They used that pick to select Pierre-Olivier Joseph. Now, when you look back, 2017, deeper in the first round, was not a great draft. But P.O. Joseph, Jake Ottinger was picked 26th. And if you want to be a stickler, because the Stars did amazing at this draft, Dallas got Jason Robertson at 39. Either way, Pierre-Olivier Joseph, The rest of the draft picks used in 2017 combined played one NHL game for the Arizona Coyotes. A few of them played for other teams, but one game for the Arizona Coyotes. 2018. This is a big one. 5th overall pick. Who did Arizona pick? Do you remember? I'll give you a second. Barrett Hayton. Now, Barrett Hayton is not a bad hockey player. He's an NHL player. He scored double-digit goals 4 times. He's hit 40 points or more twice. He had 20 goals once. This past season wasn't very good, but eh. But dude, that's the 5th overall pick. Was it a bad draft? Well, not if you wanted Quinn Hughes with the 7th overall pick, or Evan Bouchard with the 10th overall pick, or Noah Dobson with the 12th overall pick. And Barrett Hayton, that wasn't one of those picks where it's like, yeah, but that's who everyone thought was going 5 at the time. No, it wasn't. That was a stretch at the time in 2018, and it's turned out to be an ugly one. Now, we did get Kevin Ball at 55th overall. Kevin Ball was used as part of the Taylor Hall trade package. We'll get to that later. And he did get Ty Emberson at 65th overall, and he's an NHL player. Oilers used him in the playoffs, but he didn't play a single game for the Arizona Coyotes. 2019, this one might somehow be even worse than 2018. The Coyotes picked 11th overall. You should be able to get a very good player at 11th overall. And at 11th overall, the Arizona Coyotes select Victor Soderstrom. This right-handed defenseman had 30 points in 57 games this season in the AHL for the Providence Bruins, because he's not part of the Coyotes anymore. Played 8 games in the NHL, had an assist, 11 career points with the Arizona Coyotes at 11th overall. It's kind of great. The 12th overall pick was Matt Boldy. 13th overall was Spencer Knight. 15th overall, Cole Caulfield. Making it even worse, the Arizona Coyotes and John Chayka moved up to 11. They had the 14th overall pick, but they made a deal with the Flyers to move up 3 picks. With the 14th overall pick, the Flyers selected Cam York, who just scored a series-winning goal for them. And the 45th overall pick the Flyers got, they used as part of a package to move up to 34, where they got Bobby Brink, who they just sold to Minnesota at the deadline and made the playoffs anyway. That was a real good trade for the Flyers. They could have had Cole Caulfield, but it's still pretty good. At pick 76 that year, the Coyotes got a guy named John Farinacci. At pick 79, it was Pavel Dorofeyev, who just got a hat trick in the playoffs for the Vegas Golden Knights. Now, the Coyotes did get Matias Maccelli at 98th overall. And Maccelli, for all the good and all the bad, that's a pretty good player to be able to get at 98th overall. He's had some productive seasons. He's a pretty decent player. He's got some flaws, but at 98th overall, he's played nearly 300 NHL games. That's pretty good. And I've seen people be like, yeah, dude, it's the NHL. You need lots of those. You can't just get one gem every now and then and hope to be successful. The Dallas Stars make these kind of picks like every year, and they just got knocked out in the first round. And that's it, because Chayka wasn't with the Coyotes for the 2020 draft. So if you ask me, looking at the draft record, 2016 was the peak. That was his first one. We're not sure. Let's give him full credit for it, okay? Let's just make it easy. Give him full credit for it. That's the peak. And it got worse, and it got worse, and it got worse. Not good. Like, people are talking about, well, he was really young when he got the job, and now he's older and hopefully better. You know what? Maybe you're right. But getting older while on the job did not make John Chayka better. So let's, in no particular order, look at some of John Chayka's trades while with the Coyotes. Some of these are pretty good. A lot of them aren't. Most of them are just mid. He traded the 37th overall pick for a rookie, Tony DeAngelo, who was pretty controversial back then. Still is. After one season, he traded him. He traded Tony DeAngelo and a first-round pick for Antti Ranta and Derek Stepan. To be fair, Antti Ranta had 4 good seasons with the Arizona Coyotes. He was good for all 4 seasons. Didn't make it to 20 games very often on account of Antti Ranta. But when he was healthy and in the net, he stopped the puck. Derek Stepan had 1 good 58-point season, and then age caught up with him. Ooh, geez. Steve, what did you say the cost was? Tony DeAngelo in a first? Yeah. What if I told you the first was 7th overall? Now, the reason you probably don't hear very much about that is that pick ended up becoming Lias Andersson, who was a bust. But after that pick in the first round featured names like Casey Middlestat, Owen Tippett, Marty Necas, Nick Suzuki, Robert Thomas. I think any one of those guys would have been better than having Antti Ranta and Derek Stepan. This next one is a common thread of John Chayka's tenure with the Coyotes, because let's face it, the Coyotes were a joke. There's a reason the Coyotes aren't here anymore, and it's the Utah Mammoth, who aren't a joke. The Coyotes were a joke. And they acquired many players who didn't ever play for them on account of they were ghost contracts. We've already talked about one, longtime Coyotes great Pavel Datsyuk. Remember longtime Coyotes great Dave Bolland? This trade was actually pretty good for them. For the low cost of a second and a third round pick, the Arizona Coyotes acquired Dave Bolland and Lawson Krause. Dude, Lawson Krause is still there. Well, no one's still there. He's in Utah, though. 259 points in 666 career NHL games, all with the Coyotes Hockey Club Mammoth organization. And he just came off a brief but very good playoff with 5 points in 6 games. And he beats people up. I'll call that a good trade. I think that was a good trade. Now, this one's a bit of a trade tree. The Coyotes made a deal with the Minnesota Wild where the Coyotes dealt Martin Hanzal, Ryan White, and a fourth for the 23rd overall pick in the first round, a second, and a fourth. The 23rd overall pick turned into Pierre-Olivier Joseph, who we've already talked about. The second round pick turned into Kevin Ball, who we've already talked about. Both those players were moved out to get better, older, veteran scoring players. Skipping ahead on the timeline, Kevin Ball was involved in the Taylor Hall deal to Arizona, which you probably forgot Taylor Hall was ever in Arizona. He might have too. They got Taylor Hall and Blake Spears for the cost of, this is a ton of prospects at the time, Kevin Ball, Nate Schnarr, Nick Merkley, the 18th overall pick who turned into Dawson Mercer, and a third in 2021. This was, unfortunately, the 2019-20 COVID-shortened season where Taylor Hall, not far removed from a Hart Trophy win, which you also might have forgot about, he played 35 regular season games for the Coyotes. And then another 9 in the bubble playoffs. And that's it. Pierre-Olivier Joseph, on the other hand, was packaged with Alex Galchenyuk, there's another guy whose name is going to come up again later, for Phil Kessel. Like, very old, the Penguins were done with him, Phil Kessel. And he played there, and he didn't do very much, and the Coyotes didn't do very much, and you just gave up what? To me, that's one of those trades where, like, yeah, you won it, but what was the point? You won the trade. Did you win games, though? No, they didn't. Mike Smith was a good goalie for the Coyotes for a long time. Mike Smith was traded for Brandon Hickey, Franklin Townley, Chad Johnson, and a conditional third-round pick in 2018. Is that a good return? I don't know, you tell me. I made one of those names up. Can you tell me which one? That's not a joke. I said 3 names, I made one up. Guess which one? Don't cheat, don't look, guess. Laurent Dauphin and Connor Murphy traded to the Chicago Blackhawks for the back 9 of Nicholas Hjalmarsson. That was not a good trade for the Coyotes at all. Connor Murphy played for the Blackhawks for a very long time, and then they got a handsome package for him this year. That's pretty good for the Blackhawks. Now, pay attention. This one's good. The Coyotes traded a 5th-round pick for early career Scott Wedgwood, who had a lot of hype and then sort of faded into obscurity for a while before going to Colorado. Well, Wedgwood was then packaged with Tobias Reeder, remember him, for Darcy Kemper. Kemper was very good for the Coyotes, so good that the Colorado Avalanche paid a lot for him, and then they won the Cup with him. Did John Chayka make the trade that sent Darcy Kemper out of town? No, he had already left. But he acquired the asset. Traded Anthony Duclair and Clendening for Panik and Dauphin. Not great. Traded Max Domi, who was several years younger than Alex Galchenyuk, for Alex Galchenyuk. So, we know John Chayka will trade Max Domi if he wants to, I guess. Now, this trade looked awful at the time. Galchenyuk was coming off of 30 goals. Very aggressively, never hit that again. Max Domi then went to Montreal and had 72 points. He acquired Marian Hossa's dead cap contract deal in a 9-piece nothing burger of a trade. Now this one, pretty good. He got Nick Schmaltz, who is very good for Utah and just signed a very lucrative deal for Brennan Perlini and Dylan Strome. Now Dylan Strome ended up becoming a very good player. Both these guys were kind of late bloomers, but Nick Schmaltz, good deal. And you might be like, wow, Chayka's got his fingerprints all over how good Utah is now because of all those draft picks he acquired. Most of the draft picks in the crazy windfall of draft picks that the Coyotes got at the end when they were just a disgrace. Remember when they were just a disgrace? They were trading everything that wasn't nailed down for picks. They had an absurd amount of picks for a while. That wasn't really under Chayka. All these trades that I have on the screen right now, they got a conditional third, a conditional second, a conditional second. They got a second, they got a 7th, they got a second, they got a 7th again, they got a first, they got a second, a 7th. All these picks, that's all post Chayka. It's funny, if you go to any of the websites that keep track of all the trades that a GM made, like if you go to Puckpedia or you go to NHLTradeTracker.com, it's John Chayka resigns, and then 2021, when they start making trades again, holy smokes, all the picks they acquire. It's crazy. So, all that to say, has John Chayka made some good draft picks? Sure. Has John Chayka made some good trades? Sure. He's also made some pretty bad picks. He's also made some pretty bad trades. Like, he signed Oliver Ekman-Larsson to a contract that paid him $8.25 million, and Ekman-Larsson immediately declined after signing that thing. And you might be like, yeah, but he was able to get out from under that contract by trading it to the Canucks, and the Canucks lost that deal, and the Coyotes won it. That is true that the Coyotes won that deal, and the Canucks lost because they ended up buying out OEL. Chayka didn't make that trade. Nope. He signed the deal, resigned, it went bad. Whoever was left had to clean up the mess. The best draft this guy had with Arizona came 51 days after he got the top job. Every draft after that got worse. I talked about a lot of trades on this video, and I don't think I even got through half of them. This guy will make trades. Like, Brad Treliving made nothing. This guy, when he was in Arizona, so he has itchy thumbs. He will text you. He will try to make a deal. A lot of them are nothing burgers, but he's active. Has he learned since his experience with the Coyotes? Probably. But here's what I'm seeing a lot of people doing. Oh, he was hired when he was 26, and now he's 36 or 37 or whatever he is. Yeah, but you're acting like he was 26 the whole time. He was 26 when he accepted the job. By the time he left the Coyotes, he was in his 30s. Listen, I have a lot of questions about this guy. I do. And the fact that he's supposedly going to get the Leafs' top job. And there's a lot being made about, oh, no one likes him, or, oh, the analytics crowd doesn't trust him, or the old hockey crowd doesn't trust him, or what was it that happened with the Devils that got him banished from the league, or what was it that happened with the Coyotes that got them stripped of draft picks, and what's this story about he had all these monitors in his office that weren't even hooked up to computers? What's up with the fact that he owns a bunch of Wendy's and he owns an analytics company, and is it all just snake oil? Let's focus on the facts. Let's focus on his hockey resume, and giving my opinion on everything that I just told you, I don't think it's that good. Go look it up on Puckpedia or NHL Trade Tracker yourself. It's not great. HockeyDB works too. What do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. For now, that is it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really like to. Tell your friends what a silly, ridiculous week this is going to probably be. But we don't know. But probably. Unless, I don't understand this team anymore.
Kale Maker. Kale Maker. He's back on the ice. Kale McCarr. That's good. So what do we think of Steve's breakdown of John Chayka? Because Steve might have a few breakdowns due to John Chayka. Hey, listen, the Toronto Maple Leafs could be in for the general manager, surprises everybody. But I'll just tell you right now, that's not what the league thinks. The rest of the league is looking at Toronto going, what kind of Mickey Mouse shit is this? The leaks were terrible. The process was fraught with just unbelievably dumb decisions. But am I open to it being good? Yeah, I'm open to it. I'm open to it. But listen, if you love dunking on the Leafs, the next half decade might be your time. I mean, you've already got to dunk on us most of the time for the last half decade because we couldn't get out of the first round. But think about this. Imagine, like, at least the Leafs had a semi-smart front office, right? Till this year. We'll see. Listen, I love Mats. Mats has no decision-making power. That worries me. I'm just going to say that. Wes Richard, Daddy Wes, dropping 5 SDPN memberships. But you know what I heard at the intermission? You know what's hilarious? As we get play underway, Pierre Dorian just interviewed. By the way, it looks like Colorado's going to the PK, Minnesota to the power play in just a second here. Big hit at the red line there, and the Avs touch it, and we got a tripping penalty, I think. Anyway, Pierre Dorian, former Ottawa Senators general manager, who lied and cost them a first-round pick, and then they got that first-round pick back. Anyway, long story short, Pierre Dorian interviewed for the Vancouver Canucks general manager. Don't you think that's notable? Pierre Dorian, listen, misery loves company. Come on down, Canucks fans. Come on down. Lily Hana 666. Ooh, that's a. Some people think that's a spooky number. I personally don't. Anyway, dropping 1 SDPN membership. Thank you, Lily. Appreciate you. By the way, if anybody drops you a membership, make sure you say thank you in the chat. Sedin Magic 15 says there is nothing funny about that at all. Sedin, well, yes, there is. There's much funny. And you know what? You and me, Sedin Magic 15, we're gonna be buddies the next half decade, probably in sadness. But here we are. All right. So, Wylde on the power play. Their first power play, not excellent. Here's the deal. The Avs have an unbelievable PK. It's great. Like, they don't worry about taking penalties. And it's a question of, can the Wylde finally solve it and be really the first team in the league to solve it this year, because it's been that good. It's a good question. 18:47 left in the second period. There's about a minute left on this power play. Quinn Hughes already had a beautiful assist in the first period. What an unbelievable first period that was. Kaprizov with a wide open shot on Wedgwood, and he stops it. Listen, it looked like it was already over in the first period, over like a 2.5 minute span. Game goes from 0-0 to 3-0. But then the Minnesota Wild, in the last 5 minutes of that period, said, you know what? We can do that too. And they got a couple back, and we got a game. I'm excited. We got it. And listen, if you are, if you got a friend that's a fan of this series, make sure that you tell them to come watch the sidecast with us. Come have them join Gripper Nation. I'm like, everybody thinks this is going to be the craziest series, and I tend to agree with them. It's already been like, the first period was already worth the price of admission. So let's keep going. 45 seconds to go here. Quinn Hughes in, looking for a passing lane. He's alone. He's waiting. No clear shots. The Avs doing a great job collapsing in, but they also spread very quick. Quinn down low this time near the red line in the corner. Back to Faber at the point. To Quinn Hughes. Into to Kaprizov. Kaprizov got a couple of shots away, but the second one just didn't go. Whoa! Boldy almost redirected one from Faber. And it just missed, and you could see Boldy kind of go, oh. And the Avalanche are going to clear this penalty as well. And that's it. The fans are cheering. Zuccarello, Johansson, and Taves breaks that up. Cale Makar, by the way, back on the ice. He missed a good chunk of the first period for the Avalanche. Didn't seem to bother them too much. Sam Malinsky opened the scoring and was playing like Quinn Hughes. So, like, whatever, man. Next man up, I guess. I didn't know that was possible. Oh! And Lehkonen with a beautiful opportunity in front. The Avs were able to get that in. Wallstedt stopped the first puck, but could not find the rebound. And had Lehkonen been able to get a stick on that, oh, and Kaprizov just missed on the power play as well. Wallstedt and Wedgwood, I think, have had good games, but they have faced some tough shots. Like, I know it's hard to imagine that two goalies that one allows 3, one allows 2, and I'm saying they're playing pretty well, but like these are, you got to remember, these are like elite teams. These are crazy teams. Waugh gets pushed over. Some big hits in this game too. Cale Makar missed a good chunk of the first period after a hit from Marcus Foligno. And when I say he flew. Like it was like NHL hits 2001 styles, if anybody remembers that. Oh, shot. Marley's thumped Laval tonight, Adam. Hell yeah. We got him in the AHL. That team, that Marley's team might actually win the AHL championship. They're actually loaded. Kadri. McCarron through center. He's got Trennan with him. Just two gigantic dump truck men. Shot. Wallstead with a great save. Natushkin found a really awkward angle. Wallstead had to make a tricky save. Shot blocked. And the puck is cleared by Minnesota. And it's Marcus Foligno. He's got Sturm with him. And Nick Foligno. They're related. Didn't you know? Marcus Foligno tried to do the Doug Gilmour backhand wraparound. Not able to do it, and it's led to a 2-on-1. Overshot, scores! What an unbelievable goal and an incredible celebration, too. Wow, baby. That's Nick Blankenburg. Nick Blankenburg? Nick Blankenburg. All right, sure. Why not? And a great setup. I think it was Cale Makar. Okay, so this Foligno play was excellent, but Makar is able to make that play out. And what an unbelievable pass to Blankenburg and over the glove of Wallstead. Natushkin found what a beautiful pass by Natushkin. That's what happens when you've got all-star talent. You make the depth guys look incredible. Makar was perfect on that play. Natushkin was perfect on that play. And Blankenburg's leaping jump into the boards was also perfect. Wow. We got 6 goals. We're not even 5 minutes into the second period, baby. This game's crazy. Guys, I hope you're going to hang out with me this entire series because I think it's going to be a good one. Quentin Hughes along the blue line. And again, the Wild can score in this. We've already seen them do it. Moira says more goals in 25 minutes than 130 minutes of Habs and Lightning. LOL. That is crazy. That is crazy. McKinnon in. Out front to Natushkin. Oh, just had his stick tied up at the last second. Hartman throws that puck right on Wedgwood. Wild going for a change. Middleton collects the Kulak dump in. Tries to get it. Leaves it out front. Oh, boy. That was real close. O'Connor had a beautiful opportunity. Bad play by the Minnesota defense to just leave it out in front. Giggling Cat says, I'm beginning to see ghosts with Quinn. No kidding. Holy. Francois Lebel raining goals like singles at the club. It's been a long time since I've been to the club. Producer Drew says, Blankenburg, I take it back. I would assume that that producer Drew has been hard on Nick Blankenburg because he's not Cale Makar or Sam Malinsky. I would assume. Drew doesn't like you unless you're excellent. He's got a high standard. You got to meet it. He also has seen his team win a cup and actually multiple cups. I've never seen that. I don't know if it's ever going to happen for me. I'm not going to lie. Not feeling great about it today. I'll throw that out there. It isn't about me, though. 13:47 to go in the second period. Avs have doubled up on the shots, 22-11 over Minnesota, and they're doubling up on the goals, too, 4-2. And I can't believe that Foligno wraparound, which came so close to a goal, leads to this. What, like, the Avs don't give you a minute. They don't give you a second. You got to be awake and fired up like you just whiffed smelling salts the entire time playing them. Quinn Hughes at the Wild blue line. Puck hit the official. Fans were laughing at him. Oh, and we got a giveaway here. McCarron gave it up. Oh, Ross Colton comes in and he's offside. All right, we're going to commercial break here. Diamond King videos. Click effing like and subscribe. Hashtag sad Swayman. Now that's a Boston way of saying shit. Do it now. I'm from Boston. It's like Boston and Philly have that same sort of do it. And you're like, okay, all right. Okay, you grew up this way. I get it. Yeah, I would like some likes though if I could. Here's the thing. If you like this stream, we appreciate you. And the more likes we get, the more it spreads to other people's things, and then they can find us and it brings them into the channel. And we bring more people in to Gripper Nation. Katie Faye says, has Quinn gotten off the ice at all yet? Endless shift from him. Yo, Quinn does not leave. He's a half an hour a night defenseman. Like he's like Eric Carlson, Duncan Keith in their primes, you know? And the Raptor season is officially over. I'm assuming that by saying barbershop window, Toronto should just sell all their sports teams. Yeah. Yeah, I guess it didn't go well for the Raptors. Bummer, dude. Bummer, dude. Celtic Warrior 2265. The Sheikha hiring could actually be good. Maybe after a few years of trash, they'll relocate this team so we can effing win something. Man, if they relocated the Toronto Maple Leafs, I would not cheer for the Toronto Maple Leafs anymore. They'd be somebody else's Maple Leafs, and I'd have to cheer for whatever Toronto teams we have. And you know what? I guess I'd be the number one Scepters fan. Potentially the number one Tempo fan. If they're moving the Raptors too, then we're without that. Marlies fan. Huge Leaf Nation. Adam, don't put on the choo-choo hat. It's bad luck. Don't worry. My head is so big that no hat fits. I'm going to tell you guys a little story. I went on Amazon and I said, there's got to be hats big enough for me. And so it arrived today. And I'm going to debut it on my podcast with Jax, but I'm going to bring it to the SDP as well. I put it on, and it's just a baseball hat. It doesn't have a logo or anything on it, but it is triple XL. Oh, we got Tarasenko on a breakaway. What a goal! Vlad Tarasenko! Unbelievable! That is vintage Vlad, and that's why you get him. That's why he's on the team. It is 4-3. Just when you thought, Colorado's got it in the bag. Nope. And it all comes off the stick of Quinn Hughes again. Trennan with a great pass to Tarasenko. And Tarasenko, the first time I saw somebody do that one-handed backhand thing was a guy named Paul Ranheim, who did it in a shootout right after the first lockout when they brought the shootout in. And he played for the Carolina Hurricanes, and he did it in the shootout. It was the most insane move I've ever seen. And oh my God, he did it in play. Vlad Tarasenko, his 51st career playoff goal. Holy smokes. Chloe 14. Chugga, 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 choo-choo. Choo-choo series is going to be great. Steve is doing the choo-choo series. Giggling Cat dropping 5 SDPN memberships. Cat is here for the Avs downfall. Generational hatred. Generational hatred by a Florida Panthers fan. Denise Campbell says you should forego the Scepters. Yeah, they didn't make the playoffs this year, did they? It might be time for them to move on from Troy Scott. I'm just saying. So, is Nick Blankenberg really the problem for the Colorado Avalanche, or is it Brent Burns? The question must be asked. Oh, Hughes. They got guys on Hughes all the time, and his skating is so unbelievable, he's able to just maneuver around them. 7 goals, and we're not even halfway into this game. We have not hit the 30-minute mark. 7 goals? This is great. Coaches are going to hate this. I love this. Detroit fan in Montreal says this game already has more goals than the Habs had shots all game. Close, actually. I think it was the Habs had 9 shots at the end of it. So once we get to goal 9, Orange Joe says the Avs really need Manson back. Well, just like the Wild need Brodin back, right? It's kind of one of those things, like, you guys know, playoffs are like that. You just got to next man up it, and nobody goes in with a perfect roster. Nobody ends with a perfect roster. It's the way it goes. Look at that play. They're just showing that Tarasenko goal was sexual. Minnesota surprisingly dominating in the faceoff dot. I did point out that centers are a bit of a weak point for them. Boldy, by the way, does a spinorama from the knees. Johansson gets crushed by Landeskog. And in come the Avs. Natushkin. Giggling Cat says, not generational hatred for the Avs. I was there. Just regular hatred, LOL. Middleton. He's got the puck. Kulak covering him. And the puck goes to the point, but Damon Hunt's unable to keep it in. The Avs and Wylde are going to take advantage of this. Both changing. 6 questions. Len says Burns is showing his age. I miss Manson. Yeah, well, I mean, he's Josh Manson. He's pretty damn good at hockey. What is the injury report on him? Anybody know? Burns. Blankenberg. Bogosian digging along the wall. Look at Zach Bogosian pinching like this is 2012. Okay, so we think Manson is returning for game 2. Okay, all right. Now, what about Brodin? Do we know? Eriksson Ek is not in Denver, is not going to play in game 1 or 2. Is Brodin? Makar with a shot. Oh, and there was a good rebound there, picked up by Foligno of the Nicholas variety. Shot across. Oh, Nick Foligno just prevented another opportunity, too, for the Avs. Nico Sturm bringing the puck up. He's got Marcus Foligno with him. Nico Sturm using that body. Marcus Foligno gets a bit of a jam play, but not able to get that puck in. And the last time he was close to the net, it led to a 2-on-1. Not his fault. And the Avs scored on that, so this time they protected him a little bit better. McCarron with a shot. Too high, over the net. Trenton almost had a great opportunity at the side. Out come the Avs. It's Nick Waugh. It's Nazem Kadri. The all-deadline line. Waugh. Swinging it back. Ross Colton. Shot. Weak one. Wallstead able to turn that aside. Nick Waugh along the boards. He's got Quinn Hughes all over him. And it is McCarron who's able to flip that puck out. Brett Kulak collects. Quick reload. Back through center. Man, these teams are just going back and forth and back and forth. Malinsky, it looks like now, has left the Avs bench. Hartman in. Shot! Oh, and Kaprizov had a great opportunity set up by Ryan Hartman there. Not able to convert on it because of a great save by Scott Wedgwood. Middleton with a shot. That goes off a body and wide. Kaprizov out front. Hartman had the puck go off a defenseman and right to his stick, but he's not able to put it on the net. 8:55 to go in the second period. We have over 40 shots in this game. We have 7 goals, and we are just essentially halfway through it. This is the no defense game. Oh, McKinnon just given the puck by a Wild defenseman there, and a high stick on the way out. But the Avs, Nick Blankenberg, going to be the first one to get it. So they're not going to blow this dead. I got to have some water here. Woo! Woo! Blankenberg. Headmans the puck. It misses everybody. Avs still beat the Wild into their zone. Blankenberg with a shot. Looking for goal number 2. Went through a lot of traffic, but Wallstead's able to make that save. Whoo! Whoo! Kids. What a party. Yeah, I got that. Yeah, so Malinsky's was a puck to the face. He'll probably be back. But yeah, probably lost a couple of chiclets there. That I don't. Okay, what do you think hurts more? Losing teeth hurts, but does it suck more to lose teeth up top or in the bottom? Because I feel like if you lose teeth up top, it doesn't hurt as much as the bottom. Maybe I'm wrong. And also, like when you think about eating the next day, it's a lot harder to eat without your bottom teeth, isn't it? Because you chew with your back teeth, but then like your bottom teeth kind of come up or whatever. But if you lose these teeth, you can still get them with your bottom. But if you lose your bottom teeth, like you're gumming at things. You know what I mean? Oh, Robert says it does hurt more to lose the bottom. All right, well, there you go. Robert knows. Jay Beard, I need a refund for half my subscription. Only 30 minutes of VIP this week. Bunch of part-timers. LOL. Love the coverage. Have a great stream. Thank you. Hey, I'll tell you the reason why VIP was like, I think it was about 10 minutes shorter than we normally do. Maybe 9 minutes shorter. We usually do it 40 to 45 minutes is usually the sweet spot. It was shorter because I needed to run and interview Jeff Gorton. So if you were upset about the VIP length this week, don't worry. It'll be longer this week. But it was Jeff Gorton's fault. And so we gave you a Jeff Gorton interview on top of that. So I feel like, is that fair? Is that fair? All right. 6 questions, Lentz. Is this the NHL of F1? No time to catch breath. Is this the NHL of F1? You mean, is this the F1 of NHL? I don't know if I understand. And it might not be your fault that I don't understand. It might just be me being a little bit loopy. But yes, is this series the Formula One car of the NHL? Yes, absolutely. This series is a warmed up Ferrari with the keys in the ignition, begging for you to jump in the front seat. That's what this series is. Jimmy61 says, be honest, is Chiarelli joining the Leafs? No. I don't think he is. I do know a couple names that I believe are, that I have almost confirmed. And I'm sure they'll break. Some other insider will have them tomorrow. But they're both West Coast people working for West Coast teams. And they're as West Coast as possible, if that makes any sense. One of them is from the superest West Coast team. Ashkova 75 says, Jeff Gorton interview was good. Well done. Hey, thank you very much. I thought he was awesome. 6 questions, Lentz. It was but autocorrect thing. So hold on. 6 questions. I'm going to get back to your thing. Is this the NHL or F1? No time to catch breath. I know. I did the Miami Grand Prix with Mr. Tim Rainey today, and now we're doing this, baby. All right. I think Sam Malinsky, by the way, if we were talking about teeth, which is worse to lose, your tops or your bottoms, pretty sure Sam Malinsky lost bottoms. So that's going to hurt. Goes by Ty says Miami was a great race. It was a great race. It was really fun. Orange Joe, how about McLaren? Orange Joe, hell yeah. We got a goal. Quinn Hughes. That's his second point this period. Ladies and gentlemen, 8 goals. 8 goals, and we're barely halfway through this game, and the Minnesota Wild just keep coming. This game is tied. The Minnesota Wild have erased 2 2-goal leads. It was 2-0. Actually, it was 3-0. So they've erased a 3-goal lead and a 2-goal lead. It was 3-0. They made it 3-2. Then Colorado scored, and Minnesota said, you got it. We'll do that too. And this puck is redirected, I think, off of a stick. Foligno doing a great job just out-muscling Blankenberg, who's not a big man. And look at Foligno just perfectly in front of the net. No chance Wedgwood's going to see that, especially when it goes off the stick in Nazem Kadri. Minnesota strikes again. Giggling Cat dropping 5 SDPN memberships. She's here for the Colorado downfall. She doesn't hate them quite as much as she hates Edmonton, but, she's here to sprinkle in a little bit of Will Gallo, let's hope the strategies are better than Ferrari's pit strategy. Awesome beginning and finish. Just feel bad for Charles. LMAO, Max spin. Hey, listen, no one likes seeing Max Verstappen spin out more than our buddy Justin Fisher, who runs all the social media here and was doing Steve's stream. Justin was just laughing. Also, Hayden, producer Hayden, big Ferrari guy. Big Ferrari guy. So tough one for him to have Leclerc at the end and then get the penalty on top of it. By the way, Nietzsche's fell. McCarr. And we got a 4-all game, kids. 27-17 are the shots, doesn't matter. This is the Oilers Ducks all over again. I'm so glad we get to do this. Who needs defense? Says Canadian Big Mac. I agree. Defense is bullshit. All offense. I like that I'm getting the all 1980s series. I got Anaheim Edmonton, which was a bonanza. It was literally, those what are they, those at Radio City Music Hall where they have those dancers that come out and go dun, 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 with the legs kicking and all that. Yeah. That was the whole first round with Edmonton and Anaheim. I'm looking at this and I'm looking at the same thing. I wonder how producer Drew is doing. I know producer Hayden's loving this. How is producer Drew doing? Sedin Magic 15. So what we've learned here is no lead is in this series is going to be safe. I think that's what we've learned. Denise Campbell, think Big X guys fries on. Think Big X guys home is on fires. Think Big X guys home is on fire. Who's Big X? I don't know who Big X is. Swag Poppy. What a name, Swag Poppy. If Steve didn't tell you, the name is Swag Poppy, not Swagapee. Also, if the Leafs leave, the Panthers will welcome you. We won't forget 1996 Wild and 7. Oh man, we got more Panthers fans in the chat chirping the Avalanche. Never forget. Oh, that puck was, ooh. Great save by Wallstead on Parker Kelly, who took a puck, I think, off of his own defenseman's shot just before that. Sean Anderson Saw says he's talking about the guy who bought the Giant X, who bought the... Oh, wait, Elon Musk? Are you saying Elon Musk's house is on fire? No, I don't believe that. He doesn't have a house, right? He tells you, I don't own any property. I'm Elon Musk. Orange Joe says, I will never forget Uwe Krupp's OT goal, that's for sure. Germany's finest until Tim Stützle and Leon Draisaitl came along. Giggling Cat, the guy with the huge X from the arena. Oh, the guy with the huge X from the arena that bought the Minnesota Wild X. That's right. Wasn't it XL Energy Center? I completely forgot, guys. I'm sorry. XL Center. The X in the front yard. Sorry, you're right. Listen, love me or hate me, I'm really bad with recall. So you really have to contextualize it for me. I'm sorry. You can ask Maddie. You can ask Robert. You can ask Hayden. Anybody that works with me all the time, I'm like, what? I don't. It's why I can't quote movies. I can never remember the quotes. Giggling Cat says, also, why do you always get high-scoring games? I need to sleep. You know what? Do you know why I'm getting these games? I'm getting these games because I had to stream the miserable, awful Toronto Maple Leafs weeknight games all season long. So I feel like this is karma going, you know what, Adam? You might not get to see the Leafs in the playoffs, but you are going to get to see the most phenomenal series. Just saying. A-Trey says Adam needs to see a doc, seriously. I'm pretty sure it's ADHD. But I mean, what are you going to do about that? I'm not going on meds. So just going to have to work through it. Apparently Matthew Schaefer wasn't born when the Sabres last won a playoff series in 2007. Man, how crazy is that? Wow. That's cool. It's you know what? It's a good time to be a Sabres fan. They deserve it. Hockey's better when the Sabres are good. Hockey's better when Detroit's good. You know, they can't all be good at once, but you know, I hate to see some of these great long-term franchises be depressed. You know, like, oh. Phoebe says, hey, ADHD meds are wonderful, absolutely life-changing for me. You know what? Maybe I will get open to it then. Actually, I have heard they can help. I've heard they can help a lot. Maybe that's what it is. Have I ever told you the story about how I was brushing my teeth next to my wife? I finished brushing my teeth and walked away, and she popped her head out the window and said, or out the door and said, are you just going to leave the sink on? Or I just walked away from my sink. It was running. You know. I don't know. Does it help? Does it actually help? I don't know. 4:40 left in the second period. Oh, Marcus Johansson's pass. Just the Wild were building something there, and Mojo's pass just a little too far for the defense. It's not always Quinn Hughes on the point. You can rely on him to get anything. Everybody else is just human. Faber to Boldy. Boldy, nice little move. Oh, and Kaprizov was right there, but Wedgwood got a glove on it real quick. Tiempa says, can you call a team like Buffalo great when they've never won a cup? They have a great fan base. Is it a great franchise? No. Well, it was. Is it one of the NHL's great franchises in terms of winning? No. But they had some incredible years, and then they had this 14-year hiatus of being relevant, and now they're back and relevant. Their fans are amazing. That's what I mean by that. It's amazing. Wow, all my ADHD kids are in the chat saying, "Yo, get on this." McKinnon. Oh, and McKinnon has drawn a penalty. The Avs, anemic power play, at least in the regular season, is coming. It's coming from Minnesota. And it's Faber that's going. And it's just, what are you going to do? It's Nathan McKinnon. Faber's got it. Faber's going to go to the box. I don't think he loves this, but that's a penalty every time because if he keeps his stick down, he's not in the box right now. But he got it up around the hands. They're going to call that. Orange Joe says the PP is coming. What kind of stream is it? Well, the power play is coming. They're 1-for-1 tonight. But, I mean, I think everybody's 1-for-1 tonight. Everybody's going to score a goal. Puck is immediately cleared down. The Wild won the face-off, fired it down the ice. The Game Clown says, what's up, SDPN chat and Adam? What's up, Game Clown? Welcome to a great game. 8 goals already. Let's go. All right, Nietzsche's across the blue line, leaves for Makar. Makar to Landeskog. Landeskog stripped. Makar tried to tip that out of thin air, and he did, but it just was not enough to stay down. Makar through center. And, the pass goes through McKinnon, and we're going to have oh my goodness, we're going to have an all Foligno 2-on-0. Foligno! Oh, and he gets, and that's a goal. They're ruling it a goal. Marcus and Nick Foligno broke in on an errant pass, and Marcus Foligno is going to get a goal. I think he scored and then hit the post with his noggin. Woo! Holy, what is happening? And it's an insane move, too. Look at him go. 2-0. And you know what Nick Foligno does here? Look at him hold back. He's just holding back, waiting for that rebound. Doesn't matter. Marcus Foligno absolutely leaves Wedgwood and McKinnon's jock strap in another stage. Holy, wow. This is amazing. That's incredible. Giggling Cat dropping 5 SDPN memberships. That, I believe, is that the first time Colorado has not led a game all playoff? Like, did LA ever have the lead on them? And that's a short-handed goal, by the way, for the Minnesota Wild. Colorado now moved to even on the power play. They have a goal for and a goal against. 5-4 Minnesota. It was once 3-0 Colorado. That feels very leafy. Boldy flips the puck over to Sturm, and Sturm gets it low. It's quiet now. It's real quiet in Denver right now. They'll get a reason to cheer. This lead isn't safe. We all know that. But it's real quiet. Woo! Oh, Nichushkin just missed wide. He would have had Wallstedt beat. Wallstedt was just a second behind that play. Tays to Nichushkin. Back to Tays. Shot from the point. Scores! I told you the lead wouldn't be safe, and we got our 10th goal of the game. The Avs and Wild have officially combined for more goals than Montreal had shots this evening. That is officially official. Montreal had 9 shots in their game. This game has featured 10 goals, and we still have 2 minutes to go in the second period. What this is straight up 80s. This is straight up 1980s Edmonton Oilers versus like Winnipeg Jets vibes. This is crazy. And the puck, so it's interesting. So Wallstedt, I think, has the angle on the initial Tays shot, but it is tipped by a Minnesota Wild stick. So that power play for the Colorado Avalanche doesn't lead to a goal, but they get the goal right after the power play expired. This is crazy. I love this. Maddie said that was a pinball machine. It was. This is a great game. This is worth losing sleep over. And it was nice of them to start it at 9 rather than start it at 10. Because if they'd started it at 10, then we all have to, on the East Coast, we got to stay up late. But now, midnight's not so bad. Maddie's making the point in my ear right now that that she's like, and all the goals have been like really good and interesting and fun and talented goals. Yes, absolutely. Like, okay, who bet on Marcus Foligno to score a breakaway goal? Who bet on Vlad Tarasenko to score a one-handed backhand shot? Quinn Hughes has got 3 points. The Stars are showing up. Oh, shot! And Zuccarello almost put the Wild back up a goal, but Wedgwood with a great save. Poo-Poo PP69 says, holy many goals, Batman. I agree, Poo-Poo PP69. The key is, when you say Poo-Poo PP69, as fast as possible. Otherwise, it's not as funny. If you really lean into the Poo-Poo PP, then it just becomes gross. Poo-Poo PP69. Fast as you can. 1:11 left in the second period. Oh, man. I don't even remember at the beginning of the game, which was 10 goals ago. I said, I really have no sense of how this series is going to go. I will tell you that I was correct in that assumption because who saw this? Nobody saw this. Nobody was like, you know what? These guys are going to score the lights out. No defense. Goaltending is going to be porous. Nobody said that. Nobody. Natchez across the blue line leaves it for McTaves. It was Tays, not McTaves. I thought it was Makar, but it was number 7, not number 8. Swag Poppy, or also known as Swagapy, because Swagapy, I feel like, is like a Pokemon. I'm sure Steve pronounced it Swagapy. Swag Poppy. Adam has no problem pronouncing Poo Poo PP69. I don't. If you ask me to pronounce a Latvian hockey name, I may struggle. All I know, it ends with ns. Balanskz. Gerzlevskz. Mojo putting Landeskog into the boards there. Oh, interception by Middleton. Here come the Wild, and it's in. Shot! Oh, what a save by Wedgwood, and a great play by Middleton to intercept a pass. Incredible save by Scott Wedgwood. Here's the thing. The goalie stats are going to be terrible after this game, but it's not like the goalies have been bad. These have just been great goals. Wow. Hartman. Boldy tried to get that rebound, and you know what? That all comes down to body positioning. Wedgwood was right there that hit him right in the chest. Sedin Magic 15 said a 37-year-old man said, Poo Poo PP 69 so many times on the stream. I'm 38. I just turned 38 a couple weeks ago. So even older. Colt 289 says your voice is going to be on the IR after this game. Nuh-uh. I'm not going back to that Olympic shit. Remember how bad that was? That was bad. Lose my voice the entire Olympics. No big deal. Oh, shot. Out. The puck is still free. Hartman and Zuccarello were kicking away at it. Boldy. Here we go. Shot. And a save by Wedgwood. 13 seconds to go in the period. Taze with the interception. And it's cleared. And I think that's going to be the end of another unbelievable period of who the hell saw this. This is the silliest game we've ever seen. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Did we get a great series? Did we not get the best series? This is incredible. Francois Lebel, 10 effing goals in 2 periods. What the F? Did the Avs and LA even combine for 10 goals the entire? Because that was a surprisingly low-scoring series. I remember that. Scott Wedgwood allowed the same amount of goals in this game as he did against the Kings? Really? Wow. I mean, it also kind of shows the talent differential between the Kings and Minnesota. Like, the Kings, let's be honest, if the Leafs were in the Western Conference, the Leafs could have beat the Kings to that spot. Those are not good teams. Let's just be straight. And the Leafs aren't a great team either. That's why I'm saying they could be in it. But I think watching this, like, it's interesting because, like, Colorado's been so dominant all year, except on the power play, weirdly. And they're playing a team that is finally at their caliber in these playoffs. And Minnesota played a team that a lot of people picked to beat them in the first round, and now are doing it again. Like, Minnesota technically were the underdog in the first round, underdog here. This is going to be a good one. Giggling Cat, go home NHL, you're drunk. This game has more goals than the Habs had shots on goal in Game 7, and they won it. Man, defense is for losers. It's for losers and nerds. Like, oh, you like defense? Whatever. Go read a book, you nerd. I don't need that in my life. I want this game to feel like we're at a party with Rick James at the height of his fame. I want to feel like Charlie friggin' Murphy tonight. Let's go. This is crazy. I love this. Oh, playoff freaking hockey. Can you believe that I know there's a ton of fans, like, if you're here and you're a fan of a different team than any of the 2 teams in this series, isn't it amazing to you that there are people that legitimately stop watching hockey when their team is out? Like, there are Leaf fans right now who are like, I'm not watching another game till October. And, like, you know, since getting married to me, my wife has obviously she was a hockey fan before, but she's become, like, hardcore. And she's like, all right, what games are we watching tonight? Games. She's like, I'm not missing one. And in the first round, you can't help it. You're going to miss games. But, like, it's like we're watching everything. Every minute, everything. It's awesome. It's just like, you can't not watch this. It's so good. Now, Maddie, what was the clip that we have going on here? Oh, okay. So let me say this. Okay, so some people were asking earlier, and I'll repeat this again because it's important. I want you to come in tomorrow. I should promo this better. I haven't been promoting it. I'm doing both Western Conference series. So if you're wondering, people are like, why aren't you doing the Ducks series? You've been the big Ducks guy. Actually, I can't even claim to be the Ducks guy because Maddie picked them to win the first round, and I didn't. But I am doing the Ducks Vegas series. So that's Mitch Marner, former Leaf, against my Ducks. It's going to be fun. So we're going to do a little bit of a clip here so I'm going to see you tomorrow night, but we're doing a clip here from the Steve Dangle podcast of how deep can the Ducks really go in these playoffs? I think pretty deep. Check it out.
On the other side of this, the Ducks won all series long. There were times where, you know, if you look at the overall faceoffs, they were somewhat even, but the Ducks would win key faceoffs. And, you know, in the playoffs, there's a difference. There's a difference between, like, your neutral zone dot close to the bench face-off and key face-off in offensive or defensive situation.
It's a massive reason the Habs are up 3-2.
Tim Washy, last night, the guy they just signed out of college, who's the 4th-line center, was 11 for 12. Mason McTavish was 5 for 5, and Mason McTavish kept getting face-offs because his face-off guy kept getting kicked out. They kicked a lot of guys out of the dot. Michael Granlund, 8 for 12. There's a guy Dallas misses. Right?
Yeah.
And so when you start and you win those faceoffs, you can dictate a lot of play. And I have to say, I have to hand it to the centerman for the Ducks. They were all very, very good. I'm telling you guys, people were laughing at me at the beginning of this series when I said I think Leo Carlsson is, if Macklin is Connor, then Leo Carlsson is McKinnon or Draisaitl. This guy he was phenomenal all series. Phenomenal.
Really good. Bulldozer.
Can't knock him off the puck. It's glued to his stick. And it's perfect because he's always finding Troy Terry. It's an incredible group. Now, the other guy, another guy we have to shout out is Jackson Lacombe, who has had 9 points in the series. I believe leads the playoffs in points right now.
What?
I'm pretty sure he was leading the playoffs a couple of games ago. So if he's not leading it now, he was.
Draisaitl leads in points.
Oh, Draisaitl leads in points.
Yeah,
He
he's
had
got 10. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
So Lacombe.
how demoralizing does that have to be for Leon?
Duchesne, Kaprizov, Boldy, and Lacombe all have 9.
Damn, there's a few guys not in the playoffs anymore.
And so Lacombe had 9 points in the series, which is incredible. That the record for points in a series is 10. Getzlaf and Perry have both done that. And I want to say this too. The Ducks scored at 5-on-5, but when the penalties came, and they came, the Ducks were 50%, 8 for 16 on the series, 50%
On the power play.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're not.
that's a crazy conversion.
You're not winning that. It's a miracle it went 6. I think that's how good the Oilers are. You could have a 50% penalty kill and still force 6.
And who ran the power play for Anaheim?
Oh, friggin' Jay Woodcroft.
Jay friggin' Woodcroft. Yeah.
I think he is currently, and it's what time is it right now? This is 12:26 Eastern.
Mm-hmm.
He's over there on the West Coast. He is probably enjoying the most satisfying coffee he's ever had right now.
And he's living in a place with palm trees.
Palm trees.
Palm trees.
That has to feel just unreal.
Joe Quenneville gave him a shout out. He said he knew, what did he say? He said, Jay's got an awareness of a lot of their tendencies and a lot of their predictable moments or what their mannerisms are, basically what to expect. He was very helpful. And our power play being that strong with 2 different units was very well done, because that's the key too for the Ducks power play. Unlike the Leafs, who are so utterly predictable, there's so many things about watching the playoffs where if you cheer for a shit team, and let's be honest, the Leafs are a shit team.
Has this made you mad at them?
Oh yeah, I'm so angry.
Yeah.
The Ducks were able to roll 1 minute of one power play unit, 1 minute of the other. The Ducks were so deep that they're like, sorry, Jackson Lacombe, playoff point leader for a little while here. You're just 1 point behind Draisaitl right now. We're going to move you to the second unit. We want John Carlson on the first unit.
That's why they got him.
And they both came through. Both units were great. I just feel like this whole thing about, only load up the top power play unit. That's because you're not good enough. That's just what it means.
Well,
you don't have enough depth.
Like some teams, that's been mostly what's happened in Montreal, Tampa. Montreal kind of got away from that in game 5. But you look at Tampa's first unit, you're like, oh man, why are they only using the first unit? And then it's like Radish passes to Hagel, passes to Gensel, passes to Point, passes to Kucherov, and you're like, oh, okay. Mm-hmm. For other teams, it just works to split it. Cutter Gauthier, how haven't we really talked about him?
41 goals this year and unbelievable in this series.
Killer.
I think he was leading the team in hits until recently.
He's hitting everyone who moves, and he had 7 points in 6 games, 4 goals.
Ryan McGill deserves some credit. He's the assistant coach for the Ducks that ran their PK. And the Devils had the second best PK in 24-25 at 82.7%. He improved the Ducks like 3 spots this year. It wasn't great, but it was a lot better. And it was a lot better come playoff time. What I think is very interesting, again, as a Leaf fan, is we've never really, until maybe last year, been able to trust our fourth line in the Matthews era, ever. And the more washy VL line was constantly out there matched against Connor McDavid.
You've got to be useful. Like your fourth line can't simply be where you put your 3 worst forwards.
Yeah.
That's not a recipe for a championship. They've got to have purpose. Are they bang and crash? Are they shut down? Are they go to the net? What are they?
Yeah.
Make them something. You could even make them a defensive liability that can score. For the love of God, you've got to have a fourth line that has an identity, and it's not just here's our band of merry men that we throw out there for 7 minutes a night or whatever. And like we talked about how well the Ducks shut down the Oilers. Imagine like the looks you would get if you were like, you know what? I think Tim Washy is going to do really good against Connor McDavid.
So the first thing I think the person would say was who?
Yeah.
I'd be like, you friggin' hipster, shut up.
Yeah, like
Trying to sound smart.
Tim Wash.
Tim Wash, shut up.
Yeah.
Here's how they put their fourth line together. Ian Moore, 3rd round pick, 67th overall. Oh, 6'7". 2020 NHL draft, which is a weird draft.
Yes.
Washy signed out of college. 24-year-old signed out of college.
Yep.
VL was a 4th rounder that they gave to Boston. And VL plays like a Bruin.
Sure does.
I think that's a pretty sweet way to build. Hey, imagine not firing 4 first-round picks into the sun for your 4th line. Imagine. Even 2nd-round picks, Brian Boyle, Thomas Plekanec. Guys.
My heart hurts.
And the other thing with the Ducks that I think is amazing, Pat Verbeek took a bunch of fucking cast-offs. New York, Trouba, we don't fucking want you. And then a year later, actually told him for a year they didn't want him, but he hung on. And then they finally said, Chris Kreider, get out of here. Get out.
Can I throw another name in there?
Please.
Because you mentioned him earlier. I can't believe Granlund's part of the solution. I thought...
Great free agent signing.
Yeah, when I saw him sign there, I'm like, yep, he's going to make a bunch of money there, and they'll eventually trade him. Because this team's going nowhere violently fast. He's part of the solution, like a huge part of the solution.
He was great in this series. He was great. They have
Killorn.
They've got and Killorn was another one where I was saying on the stream, I'm like, Killorn is essentially a cap dump. People are like, what are you talking about? Tampa just couldn't pay him what he wanted to make. I'm like,
that's what a cap dump is.
A cap casualty then.
Sure, cap casualty, great.
Tampa said, no, we're not going to pay you that. And Anaheim said, we will.
Yeah.
And then you trade a 1st-round pick for John Carlson, and you have Killorn, 2-time Stanley Cup winner. John Carlson has won a cup. Granlund's been deep a bunch of times. Kreider and Trouba have been deep a bunch of times. These guys were great in this series.
They had a lot more experience than they were given credit
Billed
for.
as, yeah.
But like the young guys carried the load. They were great.
They were.
They were great. They didn't need it.
It's
now they got it.
I think Beckett Seneca he's going to be a problem for a lot of teams. He's 6'4". He's a child. If you took a 14-year-old's head and put it on a 6'4" guy, that's what Beckett Seneca looks like.
He looks very young, yeah.
And everybody hates him. Everybody hates him.
And what are you going to do about it? Because look at who the Ducks are surrounded by. I don't know if they're like I don't really think they're an imposing team, but
they will respond.
They're not going to take any shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're a hard out. They're a hard out. It's made me look at them a little differently. Like, obviously, we're looking at the Oilers a little differently. But the Ducks are going to play the winner of Vegas, Utah. And right now, it's looking like Utah. Or, sorry, the opposite. Right now, it's looking like Vegas. Vegas in 6 is looking pretty good over here. Heading into the playoffs, I'd be like, yeah, okay, so free space Vegas. Whoever it is plays the Ducks, they're gone. I'm not so sure anymore.
No, I'm not either. I'm not sure that Vegas is going to win this series either.
It's going to be, no game is ever over.
No.
Neither team can hold on to a lead.
That was like Edmonton.
Yeah.
Right? Nobody could. I do think, I have there's some weird deployment things going on in Utah. Let's just call it what it is. You go and you trade Kesselring and Doan for Peterka, and now you're playing him on the 4th line.
It's not great. There's a lot
what are we doing here?
There's a lot of unforced errors on both sides.
Yeah. And Vegas, I think, are slower. If Utah were smart, they would take advantage of the fact that they are slower, and that's what Anaheim did to Edmonton, especially on the back end. Slow moving back end pieces versus fast forwards, usually a recipe for disaster.
Like, Anaheim's kind of a bad stylistic matchup for Vegas.
I think so, if they play their game.
Yeah.
Now, people people are, and I know Drew is amongst them, so I'm going to call Drew out directly. He's like, Adam, you got to remember, the Oilers were not good. McDavid said it himself. So still there's going to be a lot of people that don't believe in the Ducks until they beat a team outside of their own division.
That's fair.
Those people are going to learn, I think, very soon.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You believe in them, eh?
Looking at the Ducks, just to dovetail everything kind of you guys were going through, because
Ducktail.
just to quacktail everything you guys were talking about. What Pat Verbeek is doing, I think, is the perfect way to build a hockey team in this new era where you can't build teams through free agency at all. You brought up Granlund. That was their only July 1st signing last year. They did one because they recognize this isn't how we're going to build a good team. They did their work beforehand where they acquired Kreider and Trouba. And this year they go out and they do the Carlson deal and they do the Cutter Gauthier deal and they do the Ryan Paling deal.
Yeah, the Paling deal. He was great.
That was in the Zegras trade.
Yes.
We forget that their team largely, it is built through the draft and trades. That is it. And Granlund is the one exception on the guys who are not acquired through that way, because in the NHL now, you're not just going to buy your way into a really good team. They've built this thing up very slowly with a lot of high-end talent through the draft and high-end talent like Gauthier, who they acquired from other teams that were drafted highly. And then they've gotten the margins through very smart trades.
Yep.
The John Carlson trade is fantastic.
And it what a surprise. Remember on trade deadline day, we're like, John Carlson?
And there was a moment where it was like, the Ducks might not make the playoffs here, and that trade's a disaster.
Totally. But
they
now that they're in and it's working, that was a really good trade for somebody who at the end of his tenure in Washington is like, I want to go somewhere and make the playoffs and win. And they jumped on that. And then slowly you look at the other moves they make, like acquiring Trouba, which is a strange deal on the surface for where they were at the time. Remember, that was the bad Ducks who took on the Trouba contract.
The depressing Ducks.
Because New York was just like, we want to get rid of everybody. And they jumped on that opportunity. And Pat Verbeek has slowly, just methodically been doing these trades. And now we're seeing it all come together. And VL's another one that's just like, we didn't make a video on the VL trade.
Who he played for?
No.
What the fuck?
No,
we would never think about that.
That's probably one of the. So what you guys don't get to see is like when 3 o'clock hits, we have to pick and choose. And like VL gets traded, we're like, we're not.
No,
we're not doing that.
And then look who's become a very important part of knocking off the Edmonton Oilers. So I just think Pat Verbeek, if you're trying to model your current franchise of how do we get good, it's through the way he did it.
But it was very patient.
Yes. And I look at their ownership structure too. He's the GM and the people above him are more just kind of overseeing the whole operation on the business side. Like he doesn't really have a president of hockey operations who's like poking at him to do anything. He's kind of in charge doing all this stuff. Yeah.
Okay. Listen, you could jump out of an airplane or you could watch the Avs and Minnesota play a game. This is amazing. This is awesome. Welcome back for the third period. So, listen, here's what I'm going to ask you to do. And I'm going to share this on my social media right now, just so I can get as many people in the door as possible. I'm going to ask you to do a couple of things, and it's going to sound kind of lame, but you know what? Just bear with me. I'm going to ask you to like the stream. Can you like the stream for me? We've got 527, which I think is respectable, but there's can we get it up to about 50% likes here? So we're going to need that. Okay. Number one. Number two, I'm going to need you to tell all your friends who are watching hockey to come hang out on this stream. Tell them to join Gripper Nation. And I want to, I'm just going to tweet this. Third period. I didn't spell third, right? Third period. You should come hang out. You should come hang out with school kids. Do I sound too millennial? I don't care. I am a millennial. Yeah, I think you should get some people in on this stream. This is the shit right here. This is where it's at. Oh, I also need to fix my camera. Let me just do that. Sorry about that. Other way. Here we go. I don't know what's going on with my camera, but it's just kind of... Is it okay? Are we good? All right. Well, the game's already started. Here we go. Now, Josh Halliburton says, I did like the stream, Adam. I liked and subscribed. Well, this is what we need. This is what we need. Now... Oh, big shot already to kick off the period. Minnesota skating hard, moving fast. I mean, they are a pretty amazing skating team. And that puck is thrown down the ice by Quinn Hughes. I'm going to here we go. So Faber's got it. Throws the puck to Boldy. Boldy found Johansson. Johansson in on Kulak. Kulak trying to use the body. Johansson getting it, but Landeskog giving a little bit of puck support there. Spurgeon and Nelson, Team USA. Well, no, not Team USA. Were they Team USA? No, they were not. I'm making stuff up. Nelson was on that team, though. Landeskog trying to get past Middleton. Did he draw a penalty? The fans want it, and they're booing, but Middleton did not get a penalty there. He drew one earlier on a Nazem Kadri play. Naz was not happy about it. I think that was the first penalty of the series. Colorado fans yelling, "Ref, you suck," which, I mean, I don't blame them. You got to be hard on those refs. You got to at least aim for a makeup call. Trennan after it. Trennan, who led, I believe, the NHL in hits this year, and it wasn't even close. He's a big boy. Nobody wants to go into the corner against Trennan. Look, he just came up with the puck. He's just a big man. McCarron back to the point. Over to Bogosian, still playing hockey. Trennan in the corner. Kadri is going to take this one and flip it up the boards. And there's Ross Colton cutting across on Bogosian. Oh, that could have been a penalty too. Shot. And that is blocked, and it looks like Tarasenko took that one off of a shoulder, and he's slow to get up, but he looks like he's okay. And the Colorado faithful are booing. Couple of potential missed penalties there, although I'll be honest with you, for the second round, they didn't look like penalties to me. Based on what we know is normally called in the second round, right? Parker Kelly carrying it up. Quinn Hughes. Parker Kelly around Quinn Hughes. Oh! And Kelly just put it over the net. Wallstead didn't know where it was. Oh! Just over the crossbar. And here they come again. It's the Avs. Kulak with a shot. And a big save. Kelly was standing literally on the doorstep for Wallstead. Wow. Woo! Good start to the period, kids. Let's go. I got goosebumps. I'm pumped. Woo! Woo! All right. So here's what I want to do. They're going to go to commercial here. I want to do a city check-in. All right. I want to know where you are watching from. What city, what country? Hit me. I always love doing this because I got to know. We got people from all over the world checking this out. Oh, they're not going to commercial, but who cares? I want to do that city check-in anyway. Let's go. Let's go. Drop your city in the chat. We got Buffalo, we got Seattle, we got Boston, we got Pittsburgh, and we got a goal from Cale Makar. Cale Makar, who missed most of the first period. It's 6-5, our 11th goal of the game. This is just, this is crazy. And don't worry, I'll get the city check-in going in the chat. I'm coming back to you. Let's have a look at this goal, and then I'm going to start calling out some cities. So Makar is just all wide around. Wallstead has been beat that way 3 times tonight. Malinsky beat him. I think Drury beat him. And now Makar's beat him. And they've been both sides. Malinsky beat him short side. And Drury and Makar beat him on the long side. That's crazy. Wow. Montreal had 9 shots. This game has 11 goals. And they're back alive in Denver. When it was 5-4 in favor of Minnesota, they were quiet. But I told you they'd be back. No lead is safe. Hartman out-muscling Taze. McKinnon coming in for support. Back to Kaprizov. We got Brisbane, Australia checking in. Vancouver, Bowmanville. Where else? Austin, Texas. St. Paul, Minnesota. Victoria, Oslo, Norway. Plenest Hill, California. Christina Lake, Fort Collins. Kitchener, Ontario, Springfield, Illinois, Sunnyvale, Honolulu, Chilliwack, London, Winnipeg, LA, Levomäki, Finland. Montreal. Oh, yeah. Let's go. All over the world. All over the world. Montana. I once crossed the border from Alberta to Montana, and the border guard said, "What brings you to the state of milk and honey?" And I've never forgotten that. Oh, man. The Avs want another penalty called there. I think that was just a fall. Yurov looking for a passing lane. Faber to Hughes. Back to Faber, but Hughes gave that puck away on a bad pass, and it is flipped just down the line. Francois LaBelle says, Montreal, best city in the world. Yo, I think it's pretty fair to say Montreal, happiest city in the world tonight. Bogosian carries the puck, leaves it for McCarron. Bogosian going in. There's a lot of big bodies out here. There's Trennan again. The only guy that's bigger than him is Brent Burns. McCarron, shot! And Trennan would have been there for the rebound, but Wedgwood makes a great save with the glove. He always makes it look cool. He's got a little stank on that glove every time he touches it. Ponty Barham, Wales. What brings you in from Wales? How did you find us from Wales? Mike effing Bond. Gripper Nation spans the world. That's right. The sun never sets on Gripper Nation. Jose Avila says, Avs and Wylde might be the true Western Conference final. Oh, my God. Yeah, no kidding. Justin Silverman says, I can't watch hockey anymore today. I'm just score watching. Very sad and confused Lightning fan. You know what? Honestly, I don't blame you for feeling that way at all. It's going to take a couple days to get over that sting. Hockey's a very random game. As much as we try to quantify it, mathematize it, whatever you want to call it, it is a very random game. And here we go. Nazem Kadri, partial break. Spurgeon on him. Nazem Kadri puts that home right through Wallstead. It's 7-5, our 12th goal of the game. And we still have 15 minutes. What a shot by Naz. Oh, my God. Are you serious right now? The Colorado Avalanche have scored 3 goals unanswered. 4 goals unanswered, actually. 3 goals? 3 goals. Wow. Kadri's just away. Spurgeon tried to cut the angle. You know what? I'm going to be honest there. And Wild fans, you're not going to like to hear this. You need a save there. You need a save. Like, I've been easy on the goalies tonight. You need a save there. Wallstead's got to make the save there. Giggling Cat saying on that super chat, I can't believe what I'm watching. I mean, I think that's what your emoji means. This game is also not over. Let's just put it that way. I saw that in the chat. You're absolutely right. This game is not over. You need a save there from Wallstead. I would not be surprised if after this they go, well, maybe we do go Philip Gustafsson, despite how good Wallstead was in the first round. Here we go again. O'Connor just missed the net. Drake and Lott said, I remember a high-scoring game in Game 1 of 2022. Does anyone remember how that one went? I do not remember that one. I remember if it was Edmonton-Calgary, I remember that one. Jose Avila, ain't no way, shake my head. This is just bonkers, man. Quinn Hughes, up the ice. He misses his man, and that's going to be an icing call. Stop Shulking 748 says, you guys talked about in the series preview, you said if it's a shootout, Colorado's going to win. And you know, that's the thing. You can't play that's what's so hard to beat them on. They can play low scoring games, or if you want to open it up and play shootout games, they can do that too. Maddie, what did you just say? Say that one more time. Wallstead's save percentage in this game is .794. I can't imagine that the goalie at the other end has got it any better. Let's be honest. What's up? Oh, what a save. Wallstead made a save there. That was a scary little bouncing puck. What is Blackwood's? Wedgwood's. Here we go. Hartman in. Shot. Oh, Hartman hit the post. He thought it was in. And back comes Nathan McKinnon. McKinnon with Landeskog. Oh, Landeskog can't get that one. Spartan Bulldog says, I am watching from Davidson, North Carolina, and I got a question for you. Who scored first in the Canes game? Philly, Carolina, and if it's Carolina, is it Stankoven? I believe it was Stankoven. I believe he scored like 3 minutes in. Wasn't it Stankoven? Yeah, he's a monster. And he's 5'8". Sedin Magic 15 says, I was just taking my recycling out. What the hell happened? Yeah, you missed a couple of goals, my friend. And good ones, too. Wedgwood is 815 on the save percentage, by the way. Wow. Both atrocious. D-Jack says, lying here sick in bed, happy to have some good audio to help me get by. Hope you feel better, whatever you're feeling, even if it's just a cold. Those suck! Whoa, and what a shot. Nazem Kadri almost had a second one, but I think Wallstead was able to make that save, unless that hit a body. 37 shots for Colorado, 27 for Minnesota, 7 goals for Colorado, 5 for Minnesota. We are spoiled, unless you're an Avs or a Wild fan, and you're probably panicking. Tarasenko through center shot. Ooh, that was sneaky, and Wedgwood makes a good glove save again. His glove's been good tonight. They've been going glove side on him a lot, and he's been making some good saves. Drake and Lott, it was Oil Avs, and Avs won the series in a sweep. Well, there you go. Lee Bird says, I dropped my remote on the floor. What did I miss? When did you drop your remote? Was it, I'm assuming you missed the 2 goals that Colorado just scored? I can remember the Kadri one. I can't even remember the one that happened right before it. What happened? Maddie, can you look at the box score? My ADHD is going nuts. I can't remember anything. It's all just etch-a-sketched. What was the goal before Kadri's goal? Whew. Wow. Spartan Bulldog, Adam, I didn't realize I had written it wrong. What I was asking was, who do you think will score first tomorrow in Philly or the Canes? I'm going to say Philly scores first, and it's going to be Porter Martone, but I think Carolina wins. That's what I think. It was Makar that scored, right? The Makar goal. Yeah, so the thing with Colorado, too, is they had a bunch of guys earlier in the game that had scored that were not their stars. It wasn't McKinnon. It wasn't Makar. It wasn't Kadri, whatever. It was like Malinsky and, whatever. And Malinsky's an up-and-coming guy. I like Malinsky a lot, but he's not, like, known league-wide. Good to see the stars now stepping into it. Makar, who had clearly fell weirdly on his hip, and I believe there was a clip circling social media in the intermission where they were trying to rub what's that numbing cream that they put on them just to kind of, because it seems like it made a bit of bad bruise or whatever. Anyway, long story short, Makar's probably feeling it, but he scored, so whatever. The cream's working. Cosmic Ratronaut. What a name. We just need to stop in our tracks right there and just compliment the name. The names tonight are crazy. Said, this is some real pond hockey. Much love from Colorado. Thank you so much for listening and watching or whatever you're doing. I'm glad to have you all here. This is so much fun. I can't even tell you. I love doing these streams. It's the best. Absolute the best hanging out with you guys. Velvet Elvis says 7 goals and 7 different Avs scoring them. Most Dope Comics just got here 7-5. Oh, Most Dope. You've missed the Most Dope game. This game's been amazing. Amazing. 3-0 Colorado. Then it was 3-2. Oh, here we go. Ow! Oh, my God. Brian Hartman almost had a second goal. How did that not go in? Are you serious? Zuccarello almost had one, and now we got a penalty. And it's going to be Landeskog, I think. I think the Minnesota Wild are going on the power play. How did that not go in? Every goal is going in, and that goal didn't go in? Every shot's gone in. Look at this. Hartman tries to get the rebound, and then how does Zooks not put that in? I think he put it off the side of Wedgwood. So Kaprizov just got it in. Great play by Hartman to kind of do the chip shot. And then where does Zooks put this? So he gets it. Oh, Landeskog grabbed Kaprizov's stick for like a split second. Man, I didn't even see that. Oh, he closed his hand on the puck. I definitely didn't see that. Oh, man. Are they going to get back in the game? Minnesota. And they win the faceoff draw. Minnesota with the puck. Kaprizov. Top of the circle. In. Almost the exact same play that he tried to make with Hartman, this time with Zuccarello. But Zuccarello was well covered on that one. Kaprizov. Down low to Boldy. To Kaprizov. Minnesota. Kaprizov. Boldy. They're just looking for passing lane. Zuccarello fighting for space in front of the net. Shot by, wow, holy Boldy with a monster shot. And a great save by Scott Wedgwood. Sniper Queen says, who does he want to win? He being me? I don't have a dog in this fight. I'm just here to hang out. I'm just enjoying the madness. Kaprizov, top of the circle. Down low to Boldy. Kaprizov on the outside. Looking for some Boldy. Kaprizov leaves it for Boldy. I'm serious. It's just the two of them. 56 seconds remaining on this power play. Boldy cuts across the ice. Shot. That goes well wide. Shot again. Kaprizov gets it this time. Brent Burns is able to muscle the puck off and shoot it down the ice. Wow. 36 seconds to go. Quinn Hughes through center. Gains the zone. Gets kind of stopped up. And loses the puck. Colorado down again, and they get some big cheers at Ball Arena. Ball. Not balls, just ball. Interestingly tonight, the guy that has not scored is Kaprizov. That's one guy that you'd be like, yeah, he'll probably score. I don't think McKinnon scored either. Very interesting. Tarasenko, I don't think it says anything, but I just think it's interesting. Oh, whistles, and there's going to be two guys going off. Are we going to have a 4-on-3 for 1 second? Hartman is going off. And who's the Colorado player? I didn't see. So it's Makar and Hartman. Hey, I think the Minnesota Wild will take that trade. They'll take that trade all day. This came awfully close to going in. Wedgwood has had to be very sharp tonight, and I know he's let in 5 goals, but I actually think he's been really good. It's playoff hockey. Stats don't matter. Just win. So it's Makar and... Oh! Makar just cocked. Why is Hartman going to the box? Makar just friggin' cold cocked him. If I was Hines, I'd be losing my mind. What did it... Man, Makar got him. Damn. By the way, if you are new here, if you've never been here before, never hung out on one of my streams, please say hello in the chat right now. This is a good time. We want you to come back and be a part of the crew here. We call ourselves Gripper Nation here because do we need to get into that? But everybody's welcome here at Gripper Nation. This is actually painted by one of our fans. Isn't that amazing? That's Natalie Drake that painted that. Anyway, I welcome newbies. Welcome. I'm not saying that this is an all-star goalie performance, but they have made some incredible saves tonight. Wedgwood more than Wallstead. Wallstead's fallen off a little bit here. So Jared Rod is brand new. Pizza Man is a first-timer. Welcome. Yurov. Back to Faber. And then Wedgwood again with that glove. It's a quick glove. True Perfection is brand new. Trevor says, first time tuning in and still newer to hockey, so thanks for being great commentary. Hey, no problem. Sniper Queen, yes, hello. This is my first time, I think. Yes, we got some newbies in. Oliver says, first stream for me, Adam. It's been a fun one. Yeah, I honestly, couldn't pick a better game to be coming in for this. I'm brand old. There you go, Charlie. 30. Hello, Adam. Awesome stream. Go Avs from Connecticut. Thanks so much for tuning in. Alventian. Hi from Oratonga. I'm saying that wrong. Otorahunga, New Zealand. Or Otorahunga. I hope I said that right. Velvet Elvis says, I stayed with you guys from the Oil and Ducks. Love the vibes on these late night streams. 20th Century Man Trad says, I'm medium new. Well, Wes Tobler says, this is my first Adam stream. I love that, Wes. Listen, so here's the deal. I'm going to be here all week. Try the veal. I know, I'm serious. I'm doing tonight. I'm also doing the Vegas Anaheim series. So if you're new tonight, come tune in for that series too. You know it's going to be just rockstar shit. Like, the Ducks are young and fun and amazing. Vegas are a little bit old, but they're in like the win now zone that they've got to get this done. Mitch Marner just showed up, scored a big goal the other night to put them over the top over Utah. Like, this is going to be incredible. Dumb Orange Frog. That's quite the name. First playoff stream. So this is the deal. I want you guys coming back, not just for the Avs or whatever. Come back every night if you can. I know you got lives and families and stuff, but while I'm here and while you're here, just a reminder, I'm doing this whole series. So I want you to come back, be a part of Gripper Nation. Sir Dirty says, new here, and I want to say go Avs. Sweep number 2 inbound. You know? I don't know that that's locked in. I'm just saying. Poo Poo PB69, which can only be said fast. If you say it slow, it's not funny. Adam streams are the best. Don't tell Steve. It's only because I say your name really fast. Poo Poo PB69. 8:36 left in the third period. And McCarron is digging behind the net. It's the big boy line. Shot! And by big boy, I mean gigantic man line for Minnesota. Just gigantic human beings. I think there's probably between the three of them, there's probably what? 14 feet of almost 20 feet of man out there. Jose Avila, I hope I'm saying your name right, Jose. That will do. Wedgie Wood, that will do. 8:05 left to go. Nietzsche gets the puck stripped from him. And there we go. It's Spurgeon. And here comes Quinn getting booed by the Avs faithful. Quinn through center. Quinn's already got a goal and 2 assists tonight. Yurov gets it deep. Zuccarello along the boards. They can't hold the line, though. Minnesota unable to get set up in the Avs zones. And Brent Burns tried to make a big pass. And I believe Kadri was knocked over. Are they going to call this? Or is that just an icing? That might have been interference. I think Brent Burns was trying to find Nazem Kadri for a break there. D-Shine says, grouper like a fish? No, gripper. Like you've got 2 of them at the bottom of your body attached to your ankles. Gripper Nation. It's a whole long thing. And I don't know if should we explain it or we just accept it for what it is. Big face-off win. Faber with the shot and Wedgwood with another glove. Wedgwood is seeing this puck so much better in the third period than he did in the first 2. And that glove's been hot all night. G. Claire said, I'm not comfortable with the way you said 20 feet of man. It was, though. Like it's like it's an insane line. Okay. So McCarron, I think, is like 6'7". Trennan's got to be 6'4", and then Tarasenko's just a normal NHL size, like 6'1". It's literally almost 20 feet. Faber. Oh, what a great move at the blue line. Faber again. Shot. Good save by Wedgwood through traffic. Wow. Sometimes we forget about Brock Faber because Quinn Hughes is there. That might have been bad. Zuccarello having to cover off an Avs player. You forget sometimes with Quinn Hughes on the ice that Brock Faber also does magical shit, is what I was going to say. 7 minutes exactly to go. Shots starting to even up because Minnesota, there's this little thing called score effects, and when you're losing a game, you tend to open it up and get more shots. The score effects are taking hold. Let me tell you this, though. Colorado dominated in that category up until recently in this game. Gino says, 20 feet, you say? You're sick. You're sick and twisted. All right. Landeskog gets that puck down deep. Colorado killing time here. Shot! Oh, boy. You know, Wallsted's not had the best part of the game. Natushkin had a good shot there. Look at that move Faber put on. Just broke a couple guys' ankles. That was awesome. But it didn't lead to anything. They're going to need to make this happen. They're going to need to make something happen. I'm just have to drink my coffee. .6:11 to go in the third. Landeskog just trying to kill some time on Bogosian. Damon Hunt muscling Natushkin off the puck. You know what? Good for Damon Hunt. Trennan could not get that puck out, though. Bogosian after it. Wild definitely missing Jonas Brodin tonight. Blue-White Flame, this game is if crack and meth had a baby. Certainly that's a way of putting it. Sure. It's just chaos. Oh! And another shot. Speaking of chaos, big save by Wallstead. Beamish, welcome to STP VIP. Lorenz Palvieri? Lorenz Palvieri dropped 5 STPN memberships. Thank you, Lorenz. And I should explain to you guys at the next commercial break what VIP is, and I will. Because you can be a VIP on this channel. There's more goals in this game than the last 3 Montreal-Tampa games combined. Combined, kids. This is crazy. Okay. All right, so they're going to do a commercial break here, so I'm going to explain to you what VIP is. So if you're new to the chat, this is sort of a thing. So if anybody up here that's got a green name and an emoji beside their name, they are what we call VIP members. And essentially what that is, and you can get gifted a subscription if you're watching. It's sort of like having a super chat, but you're giving other people a chance to check out our VIP content. Now, the Steve Dangle podcast, of which I'm a member, does an extra episode behind a paywall every single week. And the reason we do that is we're a small business trying to hack it in the media world. And, you know, advertising can be good and it can be, woo, you never know. So VIP really helps us with that. Plus, it gives us an opportunity to talk about things outside of hockey. And anybody that watches the VIP episodes will tell you that they are chaotic and fun and hilarious. And it's all pop culture based, right? So those come out Friday mornings normally. So you get 4 episodes every single week. There is another tier. So that VIP tier just for the extra episode every week is $4.99. You can go to the added tier, $6.99, which will give you every single Steve Dangle podcast episode, not only early, but completely ad-free for as long as you have your subscription. So if you have it forever, then you will never hear another ad. That's it. And you get it earlier than everybody else. So if you like getting it a couple hours, usually it's like 2 to 3 hours earlier than everybody else, you get that, plus you get the extra episode. That's $6.99 Canadian. And you can get that on Spotify and Apple as well. Cool? I'm just saying, just throwing that out there. Hope you enjoy. And love you all. And I hope that you enjoy. I hope anybody that get gifted subs tonight, and by the way, I think Francois LaBelle just gifted some subs too. I hope you check out our VIPs. I hope you like them, and I hope you consider renewing your subscription, because that would be really great. We'd love to have you there. The Dead Pirate says Chris Johnson's face is worth the price of admission alone. I mean, fair. Orange Joe says, I've been listening since 2017, and I've got no problem giving you the extra support. Orange Joe, appreciate you, buddy. Appreciate all of you with your green names out there. Appreciate everybody, but, you know, it does mean a lot for us, and it means we get to do more of this. And we're trying to grow this into like a real big, legitimate sports network. It's just going to take time. So we're just got to keep building. Going to keep building. Giggling Cat says, does the ad-free mean, though, that you miss out on F-150 upgrades and Tundra ads? Yes, it does. It does. And you know what? We try to make our ads as fun as possible, because it's good for the client. It's good for you. We don't want our ads to be boring. We want them to be fun. So we try to have some fun with them, make them as good as you possibly can, and hope that you guys find them entertaining as well. Now, a blue name, that Justin Fisher, he is a channel editor, monitor, commentator, whatever you. Oh, we got it! Scores! Zuccarello just scored an incredible goal. How is this happening? What is going on? What the what's going on? This puck bounces literally off of Zuccarello's stick like a soccer ball and pops over the shoulder of Wedgwood. And it again all comes off the stick of Quinn Hughes. And it's just a weird backhand pass that goes to Zuccarello. And I don't even know if he got it on his stick. I think he just hit it. It goes off of Zuccarello's ankle, and there's no kicking motion. Look, it just goes off his ankle, and he's going for it, and it kind of handcuffs. You could see it. It handcuffs Wedgwood. And they were going to pull the goalie, but they get the goal. They are going to pull a goalie, though. Giggling Cat dropping 5 SDPN memberships for all the newbies. Demon Hunter says, been listening since you launched VIP. Absolutely worth it. Thank you, Demon Hunter. It's 6-7. My daughter would be losing her shit right now if she found out this score was 6-7. 13 goals. 13 goals. Maddie, do me a favor, if you can. Can you add up the amount of goals scored in Colorado and LA's series? I want to know if we've already surpassed it. Also, for everybody here, I'm going to need you to just drop another quick like. Anybody that has not liked this, please like it. And the reason I ask is we're trying to bring new people in, and the only way it's going to show up on YouTube is if you like it. That's why YouTubers always ask for you to like the stream. If you can like the stream, that'd be super duper. 3:45 left in the third period, 13 goals. Shots are 39-36 in favor of Colorado. And back come the Minnesota Wild. I got a feeling, guys, that no lead will be safe in this series. Much like Edmonton, Anaheim. No lead was safe there either. 25 goals total. So Colorado had 17 goals. LA had 8. So in this one game, we already have more than half the goals scored over 4 games in that series. That's bananas. Trevnar the Red said, will you be streaming this entire series? Yes, I'll be doing this one and Vegas and Anaheim. And Steve Dangle is doing Montreal Buffalo. Oh, we got a Colorado goal. Goal number 14, and it's Cale Makar's second one. Maddie, what was happening here? Cale Makar, who missed most of the first period with a hip injury, I think he's got 4 or 5 points tonight. What is happening? This Edmonton and Anaheim was legitimately a crack series, like insane. But this is crazier than any of those games. This is insane. Maddie said, I wonder what the record is for combined goals in the playoff game. You know what, Maddie? Good time to look it up. Let's look it up. They Nuke the Whales 69. What a name. I remember. I forgot about your name. Your name's hilarious. Ruined 6-7. Why would they do that? You know, it's a good freaking question. How dare they? 18 in a game apparently is the most goals, Maddie. And I bet that happened in the 80s. Yo, I'm telling you. So I'm doing this series and I'm doing Anaheim Vegas, guys. So if you're watching a late night game or a normal night game, if you're in the West, I'm going to be on it. So come hang out. Even if your team's not playing, it's always fun to just hang out, chat with people that are hockey fans. I always think about this as it's a little bit calling the play and a little bit like I'm having everybody over to my house to watch the game. But you don't have to leave your couch. It's great. LA beat the Oilers 10-8, April 7th, 1982. Was that the Miracle on Manchester series? That was the Miracle on Manchester series. That is a series that if you don't know about it, you should look it up. Gretzky probably has an extra cup if LA doesn't win that series. I think the Oilers might have beat the Islanders that year. Sedin Magic 15. I know this is stating the obvious, but this game is absolutely bonkers. I don't think you can overstate it. I think we could just keep saying it. Shot in, and that went through the crease. Wedgwood did not see it. Hawk 451 says, Dangle voice, that's so many goals. That's my best Dangle impression. I don't know if that was that good. I'm not great with impressions. Rayan says Colorado 8 goals, Montreal 9 shots, same night. I know. That it's playoff hockey, baby. And we got a 6-on-5 here. Faber, Hughes. Oh, no. Hughes just gave it away. And we got goal 9. This is just... Colorado is going to win this game. But, guys, 9-6. 9-6. 69. Who's ready for a 69? Ah! We love a 69. Woo! Let's drop some 6-9s in the chat. 6-9. That's a nice number. That's a nice score. Nice. 6-9. Nice. Let's go. Let's go. This is the most... Okay, this is my favorite stream I've ever done. Giggling Cat, 14 goals, tied for 10 to 14th place. 15 is now 5th to 9th place. Ever. Guys, we're almost in the top 10 in goals in a playoff game ever. You and I. We're watching history, and it's 6-9. The sex number. 90 seconds to go. Listen. XLS98 asks a good question. What's better, 6-7 or 6-9? You know the kids are asking. I'm going to be honest with you. I feel like it's 6-9. More is better. Victoria just says nice as a super chat. This is great. Oh, here we go. We got another breakaway. It's the Avs. Oh, I was hoping for one more. O'Connor almost had one. Poo Poo Pee 69 says this is my kind of game. 6-9. Are they going to ruin the 6-9? Are the Avs about to ruin the 6-9? Are they going to ruin this nice score? It is loud. Listen to Denver. Listen to the Denver crowd. They're always loud. Are they singing all the small things still? Because 69 and all the small things, LOL. Dr. Nick said, oh my God, I stepped away when Adam was making 6-7 jokes. I come back and the score is nice. This game is cooked. Wow. Other Dream says Colorado has as many goals as the Habs had shots today. That is a fact. Colorado had 9 goals. The Habs had 9 shots. 9 is the lucky number, it turns out, today. Dan Stewart, Nate, the empty net merchant. Well, this is crazy. This is the most insane playoff game I've ever seen in my life. I didn't even need coffee. Why did I drink coffee? I didn't need it. The game was just, there's 12 seconds to go. And I just, Emo Jalapeno, I don't even know who wins and I have goosebumps. I don't even care who wins. Yes. What a game. I'm clapping for the game. I am clapping for the game. I don't have a dog in this fight, but holy shit, what a game. 15 goals. 15 flipping goals, everybody. Senorita Sorbita says, this game is parlay heaven, money for everyone. A few people hit parlays tonight. This is a parlay game. I can see how that's the case. Yeah, for sure. That makes a ton of sense. Wow. Guys, I don't even know. That's a nice game. So the game ended nicely, 6-9. Talenseer, the goal announcer in the arena announced the goal and said who did it, and the automated voice said nice. Did it? Is that actually true? That's incredible. Giggling Cat, this is officially the 10th most scored game all time in the playoffs. 10th all time for most goals in a game. Guys, you got to think, there's more than 110 years of the NHL. And you just witnessed a top 10 high-scoring game in the playoffs all time. And that includes all the flipping 80s. And I bet 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 are all from the 80s. I bet they're all from the 80s. Because nobody knew how to play goalie then. Poo Poo PP 69 says 6-9. Nice. Sports Talk Chud, 10 out of 10. No notes. Certified Hood Classic. Amen. Absolutely. How is this happening in 2026, by the way? Now, here's the other thing. Like, you know what I'm looking forward to tonight is I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna watch all the press conferences. I can't wait to see Jared Bednar and John Hines go, I hated every second of this game. Coaches hate this shit. We love it. The coach's job is to make NHL hockey so boring, and neither team could do it. Not tonight. Lucas Hatcher, Habs fan, having a good night, said this was worth staying up for. Aaron says, I'm exhausted. Yeah. Eason says, Avs with the touchdown and the safety. True. Jacob says, great stream. Well, thank you, Jacob. Producer Drew says, I feel like I just snorted cocaine and jumped out of a helicopter riding a motorcycle. Yeah. I mean, I don't see that. This is a Sylvester Stallone, Arnold Schwarzenegger action movie from the 80s, which I think they were doing a lot of cocaine back then, probably. This was awesome. And you know what made it great? Can I just be on? I don't want to get all sappy and weird, but the chat was phenomenal tonight. You guys did not stop all night long. You didn't leave. You didn't go to bed. You were like, you know what? Screw work. It's Sunday night. I'm staying up. For those on the East Coast. On the West Coast, you guys, it's like, what is it, 9 o'clock there? You're fine. I just want to say, you guys made the stream tonight. You were amazing. This was so much fun. Super, super fun. Heather, the Avs fan, is super happy. Congratulations, Heather. And I just want to say, I've loved every second of hanging out with you. So here's the deal. I want to do it again. Tomorrow night at 9, they're saying 9:50 is the start for Vegas and Anaheim. No, it isn't. It's going to be more like 10:05, but that's Eastern Standard Time. I hope that you'll come in and tune in for that just to hang out, even if your team's not in it. My team is the Toronto Maple Leafs, in case you didn't know that, and they're not in anything and probably won't be for a long time. We'll talk about that tomorrow, but I just had a blast with you. I just hope you know this is really special. This is really fun. And I'm doing this whole series. The stream for this one, the next Colorado Minnesota series, is going to be Tuesday. And then super weird, the NHL's like, yeah, you're not going to see another Colorado Minnesota game until Saturday. So for us, I'm going to be Vegas tomorrow. And then we're going to do Tuesday, Colorado, Minnesota. And then I believe we're Vegas, Anaheim Wednesday, Friday, and then Colorado, Minnesota Saturday. Bizarre, but that's what we're going to do. So we're basically almost every night this week, you and I are hanging out. Okay. All right. I'm going to let you go. I'm going to let Maddie get to sleep. Steve Dangle podcast tomorrow is coming in late because the Maple Leafs have just announced John Chayka and Matt Sundin are joining the crew. And we're going to have some thoughts on this press conference. I can't wait to see it. It's going to be awkward and weird. And, so we're going to do that tomorrow, and then I'm going to be here streaming with you at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard, 7 o'clock Pacific, 8 o'clock Mountain Time. Now, I never forget Mountain Time because I used to live in that time zone. I love you all. Have a great night. Maddie, on the production, amazing job. Robert, in the chat, amazing job.